Hey there, Silver-Tongued Devil here, and we are back again in the glorious free-to-play title that is IronStrike. But today we have a difference. More gems to give away, you might say? No. More announcements, upgrades, and various things that are happening in the game. Or maybe I found a dev. I found the dev. I found our very own E. McNeil, and he has come to play with me and us tonight.
Hello.
There you go. See, he does have a voice. So what he's going to do for us is he's going to show us his melee tanky skills. He's then going to be relying on me to back him up. So it's probably fitting that I take a bow at this stage, isn't it? Now, I have been reliably informed that there are no questions that I'm not allowed to ask, although we do have various safety words which I won't use in the intro of the video. So, oh, difficulty-wise, what have you got it on? Just it's out of interest.
Oh,
I mean,
I have it on the easiest possible.
Well, hey, that's hey, shh. What's that? 12,800. Oh, you maniac! Get in there, son. I'm gonna go for the lowly 400%. There we go. No, I can afford to go No Mercy. I can afford to go Deadly Projectiles. I can afford to go Champion Blade. So this might be a tough ask. Let's hope this dev's capable at 12,800% difficulty.
I'm gonna try to go Uber Tank.
Uber Tank, and all the good stuff that comes with that. Right, let me just get chat back up and running, and then we shall begin. It would be funny if Mr. E was not great at the game, but I do believe we have a dev here who does play his own game. So, just because if I don't ask it now, I might forget. Can we do something more with storm arrows? Come on. I know you've upped the damage, but come on. They still feel a little bit.
Thinking about it.
They. Do you know what? I'll tell you what I want, but yeah, go on.
I feel like there are people who are sleeping on some really powerful builds that use some of these skills that people think are underpowered. We can talk about that. We can do some theory crafting if you want. But I think it's possible that I've done more spreadsheet work on the skills in this game than anybody else.
That doesn't sound like game talk. That sounds like nerd talk, sir. No, that's cool. The only thing that I think is wrong with the storm arrows is they take too long to proc. They don't proc anything else. Like, if the lightning bolt came down and it triggered ice, but then that's a shot ability, isn't it? So, okay, explain how good storm arrows are in their current format whilst you fight.
The build... All right, the build is what I call a spread damage build.
Yep.
You get max poison arrows and max storm arrows, which both do, like, flat damage.
Yep.
And then you just go for defense and maybe rapid fire. And your goal is just to have everybody, all of the enemies, constantly stormed and constantly poisoned.
See,
you can apply that to every enemy on the board, especially
of course.
if you're playing with 4 players and a lot of enemies at once. You can end up doing really, really high DPS.
So, I suppose this is the problem that I have with that, is I play this probably as much single player as I do multiplayer. And what I see, as far as the single player side of things is concerned, is the single player takes no quarter. Whereas multiplayer, you can get away with a lot. Would you agree?
I think it's just that the value of different skills changes. So there's some stuff that's probably better solo, where like you actually get the opportunity to use all your combo hits or something like that. Whereas other stuff is way better when there's lots of enemies around, like bounce around, for example.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I assume people are aware that you took the berserker ability to do all of the dashes after kill. But what I don't think a lot of people paid attention to is that now when you kill flat with melee, it recharges your dash, correct? So basically we have all... Oh, interesting. I've never been close enough to find out what's the distance.
Well, that's the thing. It's everybody gets this ability. Only the melee ones really appreciate it.
Yeah. What's the distance? Do we know? 10 meters? 15? 20?
4.
4. Oh, hang on. Oh, 2 seconds.
Units, I have no idea.
2 seconds. You cannot hear Mr. E. His voice is way louder than the Silver's. Well, I can sort that out. You guys will just have to be quiet when you come in. Hang on a second. Let's do that. And let me... No, that's fine. Yeah, they can hear you, just not great. So, right. So, how bullshit are storm arrows?
Not bullshit at all.
Not bullshit at all. How's that, chat? Is that better?
Testing.
Because I always put my voice, the volume down quite low on this, because I find that 100% a lot of people come in. There's one guy in particular who announces every one of his spells, and he is very loud. He's louder than me. So, but yeah, cool. So we can.
So you have to do that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So we can hear Mr. E now. Yes. Good. Way better. Well, I'm being told way better. So there we go. They could hear you before. It's just, yeah. You could say that crossbow is better than bow at almost everything, but as a bow user, I would tell you you're wrong. And the best part about that is everybody can have their opinion and they're entitled to it. I do like the crossbow. I did think that it was a bit of a strange one for it to have a pump action mode to it. But
you've never used the pump action crossbow?
I've never used a pump action crossbow, no.
Oh no, they're very common.
Are they?
Riders.
I do see a lot of people that play this game for the first time pick up the crossbow and try and load the bolt in the regular manner and then get pissed off with the crossbow and use something else. So
it's a darn shame.
Well, I'm missing my shots here. So, I suppose the first question that I have for you, oh, bear with. Let me just make sure. And if you do ask questions and you want to hear the answers, I've got no problems with you saying the same thing over and over again until I ask him. That's not a problem. So we all know how carried away I got. Oh, for fuck's sake. Are you in the menus here? Like, are you fucking with this game? I'm being offered shadow. I'm being offered storm arrows, or storm arrows. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Which one did you pick?
Exactly. Which one could I go for? And none of them were enhanced either. That was rubbish. Hello, Cloud VR. How we doing? So, obviously, people I assume are aware of Iron Lights. I've played Iron Lights reasonably extensively. I do enjoy that game. I preferred it more of a solo than I did a multiplayer. Mm-hmm. So was this just the natural progression from Iron Lights to IronStrike? Or was this always on the cards when you made Iron Lights?
I would say there were three kind of things that came together to produce IronStrike. One of them was Iron Lights, and then all the things people kept asking for.
Right.
So people said, I want to do some co-op. I want 2v2 battles in Iron Lights. They said, I want to be a mage or have like a more ranged focused styles too. Or I'd like to be able to move around, in like a bigger arena or something. Then I was super into a bunch of roguelikes, mostly the number one being Hades, which is relevant because Hades 2 just came out.
Yes.
Really good.
Yep.
And so I was super obsessed with, roguelikes. And then also COVID hit right around when Iron Lights came out. And so I was kind of feeling a little cooped up, had a bit of cabin fever. And all of this came together to make me really want to make a game with big, wide open levels, with an open sky, that are a kilometer across or whatever, with co-op fighting, including ranged and some magic stuff that I'd been, sort of thinking about how to do. And And so, yeah, I ended up sitting down and prototyping for a year and decided that, yeah, this would work.
Yeah, no, I tell you what, that answers so many questions that I had on this game when I first started it. I remember booting this up the first time and thinking like, wow, these environments are massive. This was before you put quite as much detail across them, I think, as well. And even still, some environments, for me as like as a gamer, as a player, it's like, this is a bit barren, isn't it? You know, there isn't much out here, and the whole COVID cabin fever, and look, I didn't want to fill it with stuff, I just wanted a big wide open space. Answers any question that I have on that very nicely.
I guess that sort of explains my priorities. I would have absolutely filled it with a million things, but at the time also Oculus had much more stringent requirements for getting on the store.
Interesting.
You could only get on the MetaQuest store if you were like sort of invited to do so, if you kind of made it past their filter. This was, I think, before even AppLab existed.
AppLab. And, I fucking miss AppLab, but yeah, go on.
Yeah. You had to get through their QA. They hire like a professional QA company who goes through all of your game, and if the frame rate drops below 72 frames per second anywhere for even half a second, that's a bug you have to fix before you can launch.
Wow. So, are you hearing this, chat? Yeah. There once was a time where MetaQuest had quality control. Carry on.
Very, very stringent. And so now, actually, once the game's launched, nobody's checking for that anymore. Nope. So I can do things a little bit more. I can add a little bit more detail, add some more VFX, and if there's a couple moments where the frames drop for a second, and hopefully if it doesn't affect the gameplay,
you can get away with it. Yeah.
I'm cool with it now.
Yeah.
But
yeah, previously you wouldn't have been even able to get away with that. And the thing is, that's a good thing, because then that would push you to strive to make the game as good. Not that I'm saying that you wouldn't, but it's then a case of like, you've got requirements to meet, so you have to meet them. And I tell you what, this is one of the smoothest multiplayer experiences I've played. And what are we now, almost 2 years into the development of this game?
Can I show you real quick one of the graphical things that I'm kind of proud of?
So he was talking to me before the stream about lots of little things that he's put in that nobody fucking comments on, realizes, or anything. And I do the same in my videos, so we must indulge him. Go.
Thank you so much. If you stand here, stand right where I am.
Yep.
Right there. Look at this tree.
Yep.
Yeah. And then just move around a little bit and notice the mountains in the distance that you can see through the tree.
Oh, sort of yeah.
So every single bit of foliage, these crystal trees, and even actually like the little things on the ground, has a tiny cube map of the entire
You're making me get down on my fucking knees. Well, it works on this as well. Oh, look at that.
Well, for these, it's such low resolution. It's more about just like the kind of background color, because like for the clover stuff, you're kind of always seeing it from above.
Yeah,
so it doesn't matter as much.
Hey, that's got it on it as well, though. I can see it through that. Yeah. It's obviously not as high a res of what you've done with the crystal trees, but no, that's good. That's cool.
So this is something that probably means nothing to non-game developers, but there's like 4,000 or 8,000 different maps of the entire world, 360 pictures of the entire level, taken from each spot, so that we can do this kind of transparency without actually having it be transparent.
If I didn't know that you were if I didn't know that you were a married man and you have kids, I'd say you need to get a fucking girlfriend, mate. 8,000 pictures just to do that.
Well, I'm not taking them, one by one with the camera, but yes, it took a lot of work to get that going.
Dude, and, that's awesome.
I hope that it matters. I was hoping we can get this really cool sort of semi-transparent crystal look, and that's really the only way to do that in a way that makes it performant.
Yeah.
With this much stuff going on.
Yeah.
Even then, I tried so hard to like make everything so like fast and quick to render. Even then, it was a little disappointing when the game launched and people sort of felt like everything was barren. Because, I have to admit, it kind of is. It's easier to render a desert.
Yeah.
But, that wasn't the goal. The goal was to kind of like try to populate it with cool, pretty stuff.
Yeah.
As much as the Quest could handle.
Yeah.
And the Quest 2, mind you, this was.
Yeah, no, this was Quest 2 days.
Frames per second
What, and that all used to work on Quest 2? I mean, the
It still
thing is,
does,
there's
yeah.
well, yeah, no, I suppose it still does. There's not that much difference between a Quest 2 and Quest 3 in power, though. It's only like what, about a 30% gain from a Quest 2 to a Quest 3 in power. Does that sound about
No,
right, or a bit more
it
than
does
that?
a fair amount. It does actually quite a lot more, but the Quest 3 automatically is rendering everything at a higher resolution
Yeah.
by default.
Yeah.
So you don't tend to see it as much. It tends to consume that power pretty quickly.
Yeah. Got you. Got you.
Yeah.
There you go. Insight into what devs get up to during their days, taking thousands of pictures to make the trees do nice things. We probably should do some fights. I think that's what we were here for at some point.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, I've got poison. I should be doing that. Try and hit my shots.
I took Deflect, so I have to make use of
I
it.
was gonna say, I think we need to talk about the fact that you've taken Deflect. I mean, isn't that a waste?
Best skill in the game?
What?
No, I'm kidding. It is not necessarily the best, but it is quite fun. And my first fortitude skill, I didn't actually have a ton of praise.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
You know, no shame.
That's fair. Yeah, I always look at Deflect and I'm like, it's great that it allows you to kill some of the mage bosses very easily, or anything that fires projectiles at you. But past that, I'm always like, oh man, this is such a waste.
I have plans to potentially make situations where it's going to be more valuable.
Cool. No, that could be good.
how it goes.
But then I suppose you've got to balance that with the factor that the situations that come up can't fuck the player that doesn't take it, right?
They'll deal.
There we go. There you go. You heard it first here from the dev. It will deal.
No,
Will
you're
deal.
right. We do have to make sure it's fair for everybody.
Hey,
But I feel like
on.
I feel like ranged enemies are just not scary enough right now.
I'd agree with you. The ranged enemies, obviously, once you can close into distance with melee, become nothing, and then even as ranged, you know, I'm happy to say melee. I'm happy to see ranged guys because they're not going to try and force stuff down my throat like swords and shields and stuff. So. But yeah, on that note, a shield wielding enemy would be quite a fucking scary thing. He laughed! Did you hear it, chat? He laughed!
Let's see if I can't get this guy's attention.
Cheers. Right, I got this guy when you're ready. Oh, I bet you're happy that you enhanced poison.
Perfect.
Right, so here's something, and I'd like to hear your explanation of it. So I've got the eagle longbow and the falcon shortbow. Now, to my gamer brain, the way that you've done the arrow regeneration is wrong. So I look at 0.6 and I think, oh, well then that means the arrow regen is shorter than the arrow regen on the falcon shortbow. Because that's at 0.9.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's two ways to represent it.
Sorry.
I guess, in my opinion, you know, 0.9 is a larger number than 0.6. That would
Got
be
ya.
the cheeky way to say it. But, you know, yeah, it's the ammo, you know, how the rate at which it's regenerating ammo versus the interval.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, whereas
I don't
to
know.
me,
If
I look at it along the lines of lower numbers means quicker regen, whereas higher numbers in a regen side of things means longer regen because it's based on per second. So, I
and
mean,
that
the
kind of
thing
feedback
is,
is really useful.
yeah,
Because I could just, you know, say 1 over X and then say, okay, now let's present it this other way if that's more intuitive.
I
think
haven't
it's
heard
weird for
anybody
game devs
complain.
sometimes.
I haven't heard anybody complain about it, but so there
I've
you
heard
go.
at least one.
Have you? Oh, wait, hey, it was me. Go on.
I think it's weird sometimes for the game dev because I code it in a certain way and I code it as ammo regen rate.
Yep.
You and then that's just the way that I think of it from then on.
Of course.
But it's hard, you can get you sort of off track with what people expect.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's the conversation that I've had with many people whilst I've been playing this, is like, well, why is it lower on the heavier bow than it is on the lighter bow? And then I just kind of take it as granted now that if it does more damage, it's going to be slower. If it does less damage, it's going to be faster. So, but for me, the numbers don't work out that way. Right, bear with, because I think we might have even had a question during all of that. Also, hello, Purple Guy. Hello, Zombie Black Rose. Be happy. Stormy weather. I do still stream Dungeons of Eternity, but not tonight. That may be Saturday. Hello, Purple Guy. Welcome to the stream. Yes, this game is free. You should be playing it right now. Ask what upgrading Deflect even does. Well, I can tell you that, but I'll let the dev tell you if you like. That's a wasted question. We've only got like 9 left. He's like a genie. After the 10 questions, he just fucking disappears. He'll just jump off of a cliff. Done. Hello, Pat VR. Welcome to the stream. What does upgrading Deflect do? I mean, I can pitch this one if you like, because I don't want to waste your time on it.
Sure, we'll make it a test.
Can't we? So, bear in mind, it's the skill I never fucking take. I would say upgrading Deflect then means that if a shot was coming into you and does such an amount of damage, the upgrade increases the percentage of damage that you reflect back to the enemy. So, say, for instance, Deflect 1 and a bolt is coming in and it does 100 damage. Deflect 2 would be 100%, so that same bolt coming in would do 200 damage.
Almost.
Almost. Hey, we got almost.
Deflect 1, you have to block it. It deflects and it does 100% damage.
Yep.
Deflect 2, you don't have to block it. If it hits you and damages you, it still deflects back at them.
So even if you suck at the easiest thing to do in the game, and is there a percentage? Sorry, did you say there was an additional percentage of damage on top of that?
Deflect 3 makes it 200%.
Got ya. Cool. There you go. That's what it does. So basically, you only really need Deflect 1 because you shouldn't need Deflect 2. I mean, like, you don't need Deflect 2. You've got a shield, for Christ's sakes. So
I took Deflect 2.
So you can now... So I know you can deflect with your sword just by pointing it at them. Can you deflect with your shield just by pointing it at them? I don't think I've ever taken... What, with normal Deflect 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it still counts your weapon. So now, let's say a shot hits you because it got past your sword and your shield. You've taken the upgrade that would then mean that you still bounce the damage back.
Yeah, so I think
but you also still take damage.
I think my build is basically, I'm going to try to get, uber tanky so that I don't take any damage, walk into a bunch of ranged enemies surrounding me, throw my weapons to the ground, and then just let them incinerate themselves.
Very good. Very good. So basically, the only reason why I have a problem with Deflect is because we could play this entire run now and there be like 5 or 6 ranged enemies across the entire run and everything else is melee. And that's the reason why I don't take Deflect. I live in fear of the day that you take Deflect. And then the dev's like, oh, taking Deflect, have we? It's going to be all melee enemies from here.
That's why I got to add the scarier ranged enemy.
The scarier ranged enemy, is he in development?
Oh, that's a great question. Yes. I'll tell you all about it after the next encounter.
Perfect. Scarier ranged enemy incoming, chat.
Nice shot.
Thanks. I've got some decent power now.
Yes, I can see who's the DPS here. I helped.
Lovely. Excellent job. Don't want me nicking all the kills.
What are you doing coming close to me?
Right. Bear with, because my battery's already died.
Oh, no.
Very good.
See, and I have metal on, so I didn't take any damage from that.
Ooh, that's a good question. I like that one. I will ask. I will ask. Bear with. I just want to check. Yeah, my battery hasn't decided to charge, but it's charging now. That's great. So one of the questions I've being asked is the map intended to be fully explored with skills like levitate and power leap and such like that, because I know if I have levitate that I can float all the way up there and I can like float to parts of the map that it feels like you're not supposed to be at. Is that as intended, or is that just a side effect that you didn't take out?
It's a little bit of both, I would say.
Okay.
I think I like the idea that with, you know, double jumps or levitate or whatever, you can get to places that you couldn't otherwise get. I don't want it to be, you know, I have changes planned to make it so that you cannot just cheese so easily.
Oh, players don't do that. I don't do that. Carry on.
I know. I would never accuse you.
It might. I'm half tempted to put it in one of these tips and tricks videos that I'm doing, but I figure that if I do, you'll just take it out, and then that's a wasted video. We don't want to do that.
It will be my goal to make it obsolete.
Perfect.
Yeah, but I did make the decision that I wasn't going to put like really cool hidden stuff or like some of the rune stones or something in places like
in
that.
Silly places.
I guess well, I'm not super consistent because some of them you have to go quite out of your way. I like the idea of players who are into it going and exploring every nook and cranny for the heck of it. Or, you know, and I knew that there would be people who would just be like, can I get on top of that mushroom?
Yes, I am one of those people.
The purpose of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, you know, you say that. I've played games where the devs have slowly but surely taken steps to eliminate it, like it sounds like you might do at some point in the future. But I do like that, that for me, immersion is king within VR, and there's nothing quite immersion breaking of, oh fucking hell, there's a mountain range up there, and it looks like there's a goat path along the lines, and then you try and go up it, and it's like, nope. Invisible wall, nope, can't get up it. Now that's too steep, I can see that. But then being able to levitate up it is quite liberating, and then you get the exploring thing. The only thing that I would have said is if you considered dropping like one-time collectibles on each level. Just a thing that you can pick up that doesn't do anything other than the fact that, yay, look, I found it. And not the obelisks, but something to physically pick up.
So not any sort of gameplay bonus?
No.
Just like
just as is. Yeah. I don't think you need gameplay bonuses. We can already get powerful enough.
Yeah, I thought of the rune stones as sort of filling that role of just like you know, something that you'd find if you were interested in finding stuff. But I don't know. I think it might be fun just to have like little achievement collectible type things.
It's one of the games that me and a few others are playing at the moment. The sequel to, or the spiritual successor to Windlands. I don't know if you've played the Windlands 2 games, but
well,
yeah. So
I was going to say it did have a sequel,
Titan Isle has just come out. And one of the coolest things about that, lots of little boxes, lots of little collectibles in these quite huge and expansive worlds, and just going around collecting them is quite cool for the casual, you know, and it's nice because they go towards something. And I mean, the only thing that I would say is then you've got to put something like, if you collect all of them, there is a bonus suit of armor that, well, obviously free to play, they would then have to pay the big bucks to purchase. As owners of the game, obviously not you. You're on the free to play still, right? Confirmed? Yeah.
Well, I have to tell you.
Exactly. So, not that he can't afford to buy his own game. So get out there and buy those gems.
I think one of the concerns I had when I was, you know, first like designing this and thinking about what you could do on the levels, is I was worried about like having 3 players who are all just gung-ho, like, I got 20 minutes, let's go beat this. And then one guy who's wandering around trying to find collectibles. You know, I think maybe if there's, you know, it's the sort of thing where it's only available in solo or something like that.
I don't think that's something that as a game developer you need to regulate. We players will do that. Do you know how I know this? Do you know how I know this? Because I'm usually that 4th guy. running around trying to get everything. I used to go off and collect all the gold and empty all the rooms and lure all the monsters back to my party as the thief in Demio. I used to be the guy that collects all the gold in Dungeons of Eternity. I like doing those things. I'm obviously helping and being active, but the funny thing is, if your team then gets absolutely slaughtered because of it, you'll fucking know about it. So,
Yep.
it's lovely that you are concerned for the player's experience, but I think they'll regulate that themselves.
Yeah, it's hard to know sort of what issues are like real problems versus just sort of imaginary.
Yeah, vocal minority
that might be a
problems.
case where, like, exactly. That might be a case where I was sort of, what's the word? Premature in trying to, like, fix a problem that wasn't clear if it existed.
No, of course. But then that's the thing, is without enough feedback, it's going to be like that, isn't it?
Yeah, before a game actually comes out. Here, I'll let you have the harder than me.
Thanks. I'll give you a hand. There you go.
I didn't actually
You can come and
realize-
help me later.
Yeah, lead me towards me.
Come in.
Actually, you probably got...
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, he's poisoned and he's iced, so...
I was just about to...
I saw you. I saw you getting all ready. Saw you getting all ready to get in there. Oh, well, there you go. I've got my build. Long shot, power shot, explosive, ice. Do I need anything more? So the other thing that I'm learning as well, or one of the things that I looked at a couple of weeks ago, is I just basically need ice level 1, because ice doesn't increase the effect that I want ice for as you level it up, and it isn't even, they don't even slow down anymore with the enhanced version. Is that correct?
You know, I actually would have to check. I would like to think that I made it so that it does actually increase the slowing.
I don't think it. If
I'm
it
not sure.
does, I don't think it does it enough. However, icicles on the mage class, I know that gives you per shot, even at level 1, a full like 3 seconds of slow. Ugh. And as somebody, like, for me, if a build works in solo, then it works in multiplayer. So that's kind of why, or the way I look at it. Oh, and I mean, not that it's been asked in chat, but I will collectively, for all us archers and crossbowers out there, thank you for not going with the initial beta change to long shot.
Yeah, no, I think it landed in a
I
better
think it
place,
puts it in a much better place. It means if you can hit your shots... If you can hit your shots, you are rewarded for it. And if you're struggling, well, that's what luck arrows are for, but you won't be able to rain death. The thing is, I get the impression that the only players that are complaining about that are the ones that used to do the build that I'm doing, but also rely on lucky arrows to hit those shots. And it's like...
I think that was very common. I think the luck arrows change was actually
The
more
luck
important.
arrows change was massively important. Let's make my power shot a little quicker.
It honestly makes me think about removing any distance limit to long shot again.
I would agree. No, especially wait until Mr. E tells us about the scary range guy. We'll get some more information out of him. Ice does increase the amount of
Successfully
slowdown.
distracted,
Hello,
yeah.
Robert. Welcome to the stream. Oh, hello, Sin. How we doing? I don't think it does, but I'll have a look when I go to upgrade it next. But I was under the impression that if it does, it's by such a minuscule amount. I'm not using ice for damage. I'm using the ice for the slowdown effect, just in case when inevitably people slip by E here, I can do something about it. Because without slide... Hey, look, I know it might. I said might. I didn't say it would. I said might.
I'm doing my best. No appreciation for
Well... Right, you're good over there. I'm just get. Oh, actually, he likes you now.
Okay, see if you can get him to shoot at me. I have Deflect.
I'm gonna have to get really far away, and you're gonna have to do some damage for him to prioritize me, aren't I? Yeah, he's not going to... Right, so here's the thing. He's not going to prioritize you until you've done more damage to him than I have, right?
I just need him to stop moving around so much.
Hey, no. He wants...
No, the prioritization
the dev wants
is...
a... Nobody said about putting a heal on.
There we go.
Lovely. Yeah, you keep shooting him. Excellent. Hey! Oh yeah, I'll stand behind you. I'll just stand behind you. There you go. Cowering behind the dev.
Use out of this, right?
Cowering behind the dev to make sure that we win. There you go. On the literally on the shoulders of giants.
One of these days, some of these hits are gonna.
I'll see if I can.
There we go.
Pop one of those in every now and again.
Here, I'll let him just.
So, is you not taking damage from that?
Not taking any damage yet.
Oh, is that? Is that because of sturdy?
I have metal. It's mostly the metal right now. The metal is just getting to the point where it's running out. But now I'll take 1 damage to hit. Yeah. So he did 21 damage.
What a boy! What a boy! But yeah. So again, Phoenix longbow, Griffin siege bow. So the Griffin siege bow is 0.6 seconds. The Phoenix longbow is 0.9 seconds. So to me, that would say that the Griffin siege bow is quicker to regenerate than the Phoenix longbow. I obviously know that's not the way. We are totally going siege. Between ice and 1 and 2 is crazy. The dev is definitely... I am not taking the arbalist. Look, all right, the claims were made about how good the crossbow is. I'll show you how good the bow is, in my humble opinion. The other thing as well is, can you do this with a crossbow? Huh? Can you? No.
I haven't tried.
Shh. No, they can't. They're not allowed.
No, they can't.
They're not allowed. So, you've got a lot of people quite nervous in the chat about this super ranged enemy. Can you tell us more?
Yeah. Let me see. So, it is high time that there be some new enemy types in the game.
Yep.
And I have a few ideas that I'm, sort of got on the to-do list.
Yep.
Has sort of mocked up in a way. But probably the simplest among them is just an elite mage enemy.
Nice.
So in the same way that almost all of the melee enemies have like an elite version with more armor and wears the golden armor and stuff like that.
For the mages. And I suppose that's a good one from a development point of view, because that's just a reskin and then a new weapon set or move set or something, isn't it? As opposed to starting again on the redesign.
Yeah, so I think my priority is making them look sufficiently different that you can tell from their silhouette what it is, and feel sufficiently different in terms of like their attacks and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I think one of the things that I feel like I've noticed is that even with like the level 3 enemies who some people talk about as like having like the machine gun shots, people just don't seem that threatened by it once they're pretty skilled players.
No. It's homing shots. Homing shots are what get people. Homing shots are what get archers, unless you've got cover nearby, and that's not always the prospect. I know you can kind of hide behind the beacons, but it's an accident waiting to happen where they just shoot underneath it and get you.
I'd like to make them threatening without relying on homing for everything.
Yeah.
But also I want to make homing shots more scary. So like one thing I've seen from your streams a lot is you'll play mage and you'll play against a boss that's firing like a million big homing shots. Stick out your wand and just let them get blocked. So I think one of the changes that I want to make, one of the smaller changes that might help with those situations from my perspective, is making it so that they all home into different spots of your body.
Yeah, no, that's good, because then that means you actually have to feel like you're wizarding your way out of the shots. That would be great.
At least.
But you would need to make... The one thing that I will say is the hitbox on the wands for deflection is really good. The hitbox on the orb not so good for doing that. I always take hits with the orb. So, but then the thing is, I would say you want to make the hitbox on both orb, wand, even the staff as well, the quarterstaff. Make the quarterstaff even easier to block with, because then that will make it see more use. Because I would imagine that the quarterstaff is probably the least used item. I know it's powerful. I was testing it the other day, and despite doing the first staff, despite doing damage to enemies and using my mana reserve, when I went in to bonk them, it did nothing. So it literally come up with a 0. So
there's a few things I want to improve about that. The reason I think that you're seeing a 0, you know how when you strike, you just gave a one of your YouTube shorts on this tip. When you strike with melee, you can do sort of hard hits for 100% damage. You do weaker than that, it's half damage.
Video's not
with
out
the
yet,
staff,
but go on.
Only... oh, I'm so sorry. I got the preview. With the magic staff, it only triggers the damage that it's stored up if you're doing a hard strike with it.
Now, I thought I was, but I was getting
well, then maybe I'm just wrong.
I was getting no. But what I think is, well, I'll tell you what, we'll test it tonight, huh? Then it's worth your time being here. I can bug test for you. This is what I do.
Now I'm nervous. Oh boy.
Here's that scary range that you were telling me about.
Yeah, they're so scary.
Oh, missed my shot. Try not to miss these ones.
That was my hit.
Yeah, no, that was your kill. Definitely. Same as that one.
I was going to play Uber Tank.
That one you had the intention of killing, which still counts also. So that's good.
It's the thought that counts.
Exactly. That's better than an assist. Much better than assist. Lovely. It's one of the things that I do like. Again, I don't know if this is a little detail. I know one of the guys that I play with, Arby, loves it. When you throw the weapon far enough away and then respawn it to you and it just shatters into all that dust. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Like that. That's like, is that one of the little things? I don't know. I don't see a lot of players do it or even know about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But I feel like that's another effect that we use a lot in IronStrike.
Really?
I'm sorry, in Iron Lights.
Got you.
In Iron Lights, whenever you hit somebody, they shatter into a bunch of little particles based on like the shape of the armor and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would love to get that in IronStrike too. I couldn't at launch because it causes a little hitch in the frame rate.
Yeah. But that's, yeah, because I know you... Are you talking about the shards coming off of a weapon when you clash weapons, when you heavy block?
No, I'm talking about, well, that is something that is currently in game. But I'd love to make it so that in certain situations, maybe when you kill an enemy, that instead of their pieces flying out, that it shatters their armor.
That would be awesome. And see, the thing is, I like that, you know, that bits of armor scatter, especially when you warhammer something into the sky and you just send all the bits. So never lose that, but maybe have it so that, I don't know, when you strike a mage, they do that kind of melty effect. But when it's a warrior, you know, they're a little bit hardier, so all over the place.
Or just the part that you struck shatters and all the other pieces go away, or only happens on bosses.
What I would say is, if you can, I mean, again, tell me if this is possible or not, vary it so that there's lots of different things that can happen on death, because there's nothing quite as satisfying in this game as smashing something and it falling apart. Thanks! Modifiers on the mythic bow. I was sorry, I did hear that one. I'll have to have a look at the chat in a minute just to see if there's any questions. I personally went boring. I went attack power and I went shot distance, because that's how I like my bow. I like shot distance on all my bows. I like them to fire far and true. Right, we'll measure ice, because we're on ice 2 at the moment. There you go, look. Power leap! Most cheesy, exploitable thing in the game.
I don't know what you mean.
Lovely. Shot distance and slow is another good choice. Raw attack power just means that you can do more. Right, bear with me 2 seconds, E, because I'm doing a terrible job of keeping up with chat. Let's know weapons. Weapons along with it. Dealt with 900 damage, seen bow, weighted balance. I think I'm I've done a couple of thousand crossbows. Spinning, quarterstaff. If you're spinning the quarterstaff, then it's best weapon. Yeah, you can't. Spinning the quarterstaff, you can do. I wish you could spin the mage staff. But, yeah. Hello, poise. Welcome on in. Press season, shot distance and slow. Will Mr. E add more iron strike spots for spears, like more center targets for thrusting and stabbing? That's a good question. I mean, the only thing that I would say is, well, with the video that I'm doing as well, instructing players how to do iron strikes, no, chat, you can't fucking have that. It's about hitting them at the correct angle, and it's about following through. And that's how it is, and that's how it shall stay. But...
yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that people have requested. And I feel like what I would, if I was going to do that, I would do it for certain weapons.
Yes.
So if I ever introduced, for instance, very commonly requested is some sort of punching gauntlet weapon.
Go and get a fucking boxing game, people. Carry on.
Could be cool, but you know, there's a lot of things that I have to do to make it work well. And one of them, same thing I do for like a thrusting type spear, is have alternative iron strikes that appear in a way that's good for that kind of hit.
Yes.
Right now, all the weapons are designed around swinging, slashing hits.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what I would have said.
It would be like a new.
Go on.
It would be like a new weapon type in the same way that like adding flails or something would be sort of like a high effort new, you know, branch of weapons that could be added.
I mean, what I would have said is weapons like the spear that have the ability to generate iron strikes, but you can't. I mean, you can stab with the spear. It's just not obviously as effective, and you can't get iron strikes at least to green with a stab. But one of the things I would have said is make it so that potentially with something like, I'm thinking like of the Meridian spear, I think it is, and the shield, or Meridian shield and spear. Is it Meridian or Mariadon? It definitely begins with an M. Look, I just work here, man. I don't know the names. I just use the tools.
Just work here.
It's like, look, I've got a power drill. Nikita, DeWalt, I don't fucking know. I just put the screws in the hole with it. So one of the things that I would have said is maybe have it so that when you have generated enough iron strikes, maybe some kind of cool animation that and puts a target for you to and then that's the equivalent of hitting all three of those iron strikes. So it then plays quite nicely into that style where you and would work even better with deliberate strike as well, where you're, you know, guarding behind your shield and you're patiently waiting and doing your cracks and doing your things, and then and then you can do the 300 thrust for the kill. But
that also could work with one thing that's been suggested that is like, again, very high effort. Who knows how I'll find the time? But is like special abilities for each of the at least tier 3 melee weapons. So maybe some of them you could like do some sort of little, you know,
blade
laser
or
attack or you extend the length of your blade, or for like the spear, you get like a cool thrusting attack, something that's like of limited, you know, charges or something like that. But that lets you do a couple neat things with each weapon. And I think that
it would be nice. I don't personally think that the weapons need that. But you know, if that's what the scope, like for me, those would be weapons that you come across once in a blue moon, but they should be powerful and almost run guarantees, maybe. But then there's the other problem as well. You could put a lot of effort into those weapons for them to be seen as much as me looking at the the scenery through the trees. That is, does it work on these ones, or does it only work higher up? These look a lot darker at a...
So
I can see the...
The bigger they are, the worse the map is, because of just the way, you know, it can only take a picture of the world from a single point. But yeah, every other mushroom is... Actually, stand over here. Stand on this side. It's really easy to see if you look for the...
the arch. Yeah, because the...
Yeah.
The straight lines. Oh, here's a question that I've got. So I think everyone's aware on I think it was on the level that we were just on, where there's those massive crystal structures, and that if you look through one of those crystals, you can see a ruin. Now, what's that about?
I think, oh gosh, I know the answer, but I don't know how cagey to be about it.
Is it okay? Let me put some things to you.
You want the cool answer?
Let me put some things to you, and you can say yes or no. Is it something that you originally had in the game, took out, and then it just got left there as a like the picture that you took originally is still there? Because now that you've explained that to me, if those ruins were originally intended to be in the game, you then took the pictures and then deleted the ruin. Technically, the ruin from the pictures would still be there, right?
Yes, it was an asset test.
Yeah.
I put one of every ruin type of asset just in random places.
Yeah.
Then I accidentally left them there when I took pictures for those crystals. And then I removed the ruins again. And
Excellent.
The intent was to add some ruins to sort of spruce things up.
It looks great, though. It looks great. And it's something whenever I'm playing with new players, I'm like, come and have a look at this. Look through that crystal. Tell me what you see. And they're like, oh my God, there's ruins there.
Can I tell you a little story that's a good sort of tie-in with that?
Go for it.
So for the terrain, there's a tool that we use to make the terrain, and it's very hard to keep track of like how big the mountains are and stuff.
Yeah.
So one thing you can do is you can turn on scale models, where for every like 10-meter square, there'll be just a black model of a human.
Yep.
That's like the appropriate scale, so that you can see how big stuff is.
Yep.
Well, it turns out that if you do my thing where you take pictures from all of the trees, with those still active, they get captured for some reason in those pictures. And so we had a bug for a while where in certain levels, whenever you looked through the trees,
you could see
an army of shadow people.
That's amazing. Why didn't that? How is
distance.
that a bug? Why didn't that stay in?
Because they didn't look quite right. They're in a perfect grid. They're all, but it does mean that there's like a lot of cool things I could be doing with that feature that, there's so much potential here. And it's just hard to prioritize sort of what to work on.
Of course. But I'm assuming that you are not shy of ideas. You're not like, cool, well, I've made the game free to play. What's next? I assume you've got loads on.
The problem has always been choosing what to work on.
And
often the times, I just focus on like, more gameplay stuff.
Well, we were talking earlier, and I can confirm because I asked the dev, he does program games, and I said, like, can't you just increase the count of the multiplayer to 6 by putting multiplayer increase to 6.exe? Apparently, though, it's not as easy as that, chat. Right, let's get a boss done, shall we?
Sounds good.
Now then, where's that healer? There. He'd be tanking.
Here, I'll show you how tanky I am.
So someone's gone for...
No, stick with it.
Someone's gone for sturdy. Right, I'm going to retreat a little. So that's sturdy and metal. I'll come back and have a look at your health in a minute.
Oh, he's starting to do damage.
I tell you what, whoever said about ice is completely correct. I swear in the last time I was playing it, it didn't matter how much you leveled ice up, it didn't stick around very long. But now the difference between level 1 and 2 is huge. So, good shout. It does work as intended. So now ice is worth leveling up. God, it's really taking chunks out of E over there. Get a little bit further away. Okay, he's going in for the big finish. Nice. Very good. Oh, look, some geodes, so you can sort your armor out at last. You can buy some more.
I was down to 0 geodes getting this outfit ready because everyone thinks that I must be rich, but I'm constantly resetting progress for testing.
I'll bet. So yeah, quite right on the ice thing. I remember. No, you were quite right, Dex. That's my error. Is the two-hand stance for katana? Nope, that's a good one, Poise. That's a good one. So, right, so you remember you said, oh, yeah, I'm sure you don't mind, because it's obviously a video question. I know when I approached you as far as doing the shorts were concerned, one of your concerns was, can you make sure that you're showing off as like the early game, the mid game, and the late game as well. I should have said this in the Discord. There is a problem with that, because I am trying to do that. The problem is this. I get to the point where it's like, nice, right, I've got the really good weapon, and I've got the great skills, I've got all the bits and pieces, I am ready to show off, and then it gives me either this level, or the purple one that's really dark, or one of the other ones, and it's like, oh man, I have to start this run again, because I like capturing footage on it. It kind of looks all right sometimes on this in certain places. The thing is, though, this is one of those video DJ problems that I was telling you about. This is not a real person problem. This is like a first world problem.
I've had the same challenge trying to get footage for trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
In this case, though, you've brought your own solution because you have explosive arrows. Just shoot them at the ground and light up arrows.
I do. It's always with the melee ones, though. Hey, look at that. It does light up indeed.
Now that shows up way better on the darker levels. See, there's a silver lining.
Literally a silver lining to everything. Oh, he's loving his power leap.
I'm trying to get some use out of it.
I'm expecting you to just leap away when the going gets really tough. I mean, not that I would do that. No, not at all. Guy's getting right stuck in. Look at this. Couldn't even get the arrow off in time. So one of the questions that I was asked, well, I'll take ice arrows and see how long it is. So one of the ones, and me and Poise are, Poise Anubis is one of the guys that I play quite a lot of games with, and he's got his own channel as well. So just before we start this one, so one of the things that he's asked, and I kind of concur as well, a lot of the weapons that you have the two-handed grip on, they don't feel right. And we think we've worked it out, and we think we've worked it out, and another regular to the channel, Vega, has said the same thing as well. And a lot of it is because a lot of us have done stuff in real life between like HEMA and martial arts and stuff like that. And the two-handed swords, like the Fang to begin with, the two-handed sword, one-handed feels great. I thought it might have the danger of like lagging behind, but not only is there no benefit to wielding it two-handed, as in there's no change in the damage numbers and there's no reason to do it, right? Not that I saw.
There's a change to the physics, but not to total damage.
Yeah,
you can move it slightly faster.
Yeah. So what we've found is when you have it two-handed, it's almost like this hand anchors the blade. And so we found the best way to two-hand is keep that hand completely still and then use the other one like this, and it doesn't feel like it should, so
there's I believe I know the issue and the solution, and it's another thing that should be in the next update.
Perfect.
So there's kind of two ways to like model how to use two-handed weapons.
Yep.
One of them that makes more sense for like a big weapon is that your hands are like two control points, where if I do this, then it should be following the line of my hands. The other is that like I have one hand that's kind of backing it up and the other hand that's kind of controlling it.
Yes, and that's what you have
and
at the moment.
Really, the main hand should be what's
So we were right.
Mainly controlling it. Yeah,
it just felt weird. Yeah, it just felt weird.
Yeah.
It's annoying because a lot of like it makes for me anyway, and the other guys as well, some of these really cool two-handed weapons that you can get later on where you can't get away with one-handing them just feel either awkward or kind of cheesy. So, but no, I'm glad you are well aware. I'm glad you are well aware.
So I think I have a solution basically already implemented.
Perfect.
But One thing I'm not sure about is I'll ask your opinion. Should I make it the default for it to work the other way for the two-handed swords, where your hands are going to be close together?
Yep.
Where your main hand is what guides it.
Or
should I keep it the way it is right now by default and add an option in the menu so that you can switch it to the other way?
Always
Well, assume
option.
there'll be an option either way.
Yeah.
But should I change the default?
I don't think you should change the default, because I get the impression that not a lot of people see the thing. What I don't want to be is this vocal minority that I always talk about that kind of ends up changing and ruining games in the past. If there aren't other people whinging about it, I would like the option to change it. Like, for instance, one of the things that you do have correct on this game for me is it is trigger to pull an arrow. Now, to me, in VR, that is completely correct. I do know some ape and ham-fisted people out there that think that you need to hold grab to grip the arrow. Now, I know that you have the option to do both, which is just like Dungeons of Eternity and is great. I would never be the sort of person to go, no, you must do it my way because I'm correct. It's like, I'd like it for you to do it my way, because I know plenty of people that like it doing it my way, but you've always got to keep options in as well. So, and then the best part about doing that as well, because I've had this when I've been doing my videos loads of times. I've refunded this game because you can't do X, Y, and Z. It's like, did you even look in the fucking options, little Timmy? You didn't, did you? Go and buy the game again. The dev has catered for you. And that's one of the coolest things that you can have, is just having the option to do it all, if you ask me. But I would have said leave it as it is and add the option, because then at the very least, if we change to the other way and we don't like it, well, we can change back. Whereas if you change it to the other way, you might run the risk of getting a shitload of complaints. So,
well, I guess there's a third option, which is have the option change the default only for new players who are brand new to the game.
Yeah.
But then if you've already played the game, that's if I'm confident that the new way is better, basically.
See, my only problem with that is that you then might drill muscle memory into it, or neuron memory, or whatever you want to call it these days. You might you might put memory onto a player, and then a new player especially, and then something changes and they don't understand why. If that makes sense.
Well, it wouldn't be changing for them, I'm thinking. Like, they would just always have it.
Is there a healer back here? There is.
Oh, he is getting healed, huh?
Yeah, no, there's a cheeky healer. I'm just dealing with him.
Thank you.
It's taking me a while, because, yeah, I ain't got the range. Or the arrows, for that matter. Lovely. Have you even lost any health? Look at this dev. He hasn't even lost any health. Don't say,
I'm playing on max.
Don't say, yeah. 12,800. This guy's got the builds, chat. Telling you now.
There it is.
12,800% difficulty. Thank you, Vaughn. I will. Yeah, the battery didn't go in properly previously anyway, so. But we should be. I will. 2 seconds. Yeah, we'll be good. We'll be good. So yeah, so say that again, just because we were in combat. So your part of your thoughts are to make it so that the sword handles the easy way for the player to begin with, and then changes to the proper way later. Sorry, I misheard you. Then go on.
No worries. I was saying, let's say that I want to change the way that the swords handle two-handed swords work, because I think that's a better system. But I don't want to surprise anybody who's been playing the game already.
Yes,
so
yeah, this
I
we are
option.
of one mind on.
So I add an option. There's a checkbox in the options menu, and if that's checked, then it changes the way that your two-handed swords work.
Yep.
If you've just downloaded the game, though, if I could detect that you've never played the game before,
got you.
Then that box is checked by default.
Got you. Yeah. So I would have said you have it, because the thing is, I don't know. I would have said that you check it. More people are going to pick up a two-handed sword and do this than people are going to do that, I think. So
Well,
I would
or
have
like
said
this.
you check it so that it's the proper two-handed way, and then people can check it the other way. But then, as you said, then there's the possibility of upsetting people that like the current system. So the thing is, I will be quite happy pushing that box. There are some people that won't know any different or won't know to even change it. They won't even think that anything's wrong. So, and technically they'd be right.
People.
Yeah, technically they'd be right.
But I think if you're tuned in enough to notice or to care about it,
then you would find it.
Yeah.
So here's a question from me. What? Obviously, I see the phrase being battered around in the chat quite a lot. As far as the Discord is concerned, where are we on these noodle-armed players?
Noodle-armed players.
You must have heard that terminology.
I've heard different terms. Often I hear like wiggle stick. I assume that's the same thing.
Yeah. So basically they are. I'll show you the motion in a minute because I know how to do it. It just feels bad. So. Big E's tanking it over there. He's already dead. There we go. But yeah, it's like you basically. Hang on, do this first. Long shot. Yeah, you basically grip the weapon and then do this. And you can get away. Like, there's times, because it is VR, I don't have to worry about hitting myself. And there's times where, as you are swinging, there are times where you loop one over because you can't spin things around in your wrist in VR. But the fact that they'll just sit there and, this... like fucking pat a cake baker's man motion. So is there anything
a huge issue in Iron Lights?
Yes.
In Iron Lights we ended up having to do it was called anti-windmill mechanic for the quarterstaff in particular. I was hoping to avoid something like that in IronStrike because it's always kind of a kludge. It can be really like, I don't know, clumsy, trying to sort of like disincentivise a certain way of using,
which then might impact. Yeah, de-incentivizing anything is never good, and you don't want to fuck up people who are trying to play it proper.
But that is also not the vision of the game, that you're just sitting there, spinning.
No, it looks shit. Basically,
I think that I'm cool with using that for like attacks maybe, because you still have to be adjusting your angle and stuff like that. What I don't want it to be is just like a perfect infinite defense. And so it's possible that I could do something like, try to detect when you're doing that and make it so that those blocks don't count as heavy blocks or something like that those aren't considered good hits or whatever.
There's one weapon that I would have said suits the whole spinning, and that's the quarterstaff. But even then, doing this rollover motion, even on the side and so on, yes, there's got to be that kind of suspension of disbelief in that we can't actually manipulate the weapon in our hands. But because we're in VR, we don't kind of have to, because we can't actually brain ourselves with the staff. But no, I can see why it would be a concern. One of the things that I was going to ask is edge alignment anything? Sorry, I might be even speaking fucking incorrect or unknown terms to you. Do you do any sword play or any bits? Do you do any sword play or any kind of martial arts or bits and pieces in RL?
Not in a serious way, no. I've had like the briefest bits of instruction here and there.
Got ya.
So edge alignment is something that I experimented with briefly early on.
Yep.
And honestly, what I ended up doing is there's a term for edge alignment in the code right now that tries to do it automatically. Where if I am swinging my weapon really quickly with like the flat of the blade, it will. If there's like even the slightest turn, it will try to automatically align the blade.
Interesting.
And basically, it's just trying to make it so that like, that's not something you have to think about too much.
Got you.
It was something that I guess I elected to just what's the word? To make less salient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one thing that I would have said is putting edge alignment into the game would then stop your noodle arms. Because with all that flailing that they're doing, there's not going to be the precision of cut there. And maybe, see, I didn't know if something like edge alignment, because maybe people don't want to play like that as well. But I suppose that leads me nicely on to my next question. Are there going to be any more toggles? Because, I mean, 12,800% is an awful lot of fucking echoes. And it's an awful lot of difficulty. But because you've got that one at the bottom that I really like, where every hit has to be a heavy strike. That's what I use when I'm working out in this game in the melees in the morning, because you can't just get away with this. You have to actually swing through and hit. So have we got any more modifiers coming?
I don't have any, that I feel really good about, that I'm like, oh yeah, let's get that in there. It's definitely something I'm open to. That's one of those cases where I'm probably going to have to trawl through the feature requests part of the Discord, see sort of what people are talking about.
Yeah.
I do, so this can get to talking about one of the sort of big new features that is under planned.
Segue! Go.
But it's not a secret.
No!
It's something I posted on Dev News, which is basically, I feel like the difficulty does not scale high enough for the most skilled players in the game. People who really know their way around how to make a build and are good at blocking or aiming,
have learned the move sets of the enemies.
Yeah, they've mastered some of the mechanics.
Yeah.
Those players just roll through, even Archon runs, even on high difficulty.
Whatever you can throw at them, yeah. Yeah, I'm not there yet, and I've been playing a long time. Not with melee, anyway. I can roll through with the mage and the archer easily enough, but still.
But there's also an issue, or I guess I see it as an issue, where, kind of the way that I envision the game is if you're melee, you have to do some blocking. There's that sort of skill challenge involved. And that whether you do well or poorly in part depends on how well you can do that.
Yeah.
And then similarly, how well you do the spellcasting, how well you're aiming from afar.
Yeah.
And if you can kill enemies so quickly, then you don't really get to engage with that. So they're dead in a couple of hits, or they're blasted by your allies or whatever. So what I want to do is add an endless mode, where not only can you keep on sort of scaling up and get more skills than you could before, maybe to higher levels than you could before, maybe you're incentivized then to take the defensive skills, the agility skills that you otherwise never would.
Never take,
and that the difficulty of the enemies and the encounters can scale up to truly silly levels.
Perfect.
Where right now I have max metal, max sturdy,
you ain't getting killed by nothing. Yeah.
I want a mode in which I am still scared.
Yes.
Yeah.
The problem with an endless mode is those players won't get to the point of being scared, until they're several hours deep. And with a game that doesn't have a save system during your run, not that I'm saying that it should, but without having a save system during your run, this is very akin to what In Death Unchained did, where I don't know if you've played that game or not. That's the one that made...
but I haven't gotten to your level.
No, that's fine. But yeah, that's the one that made me famous or infamous, one of the two. And that game, when you get to those higher cycles, becomes a massive challenge. But it doesn't become a massive challenge in the way that I want it to. I don't just want enemies to do more damage, and I don't just want enemies to have more health. Those are easy. I mean, I'm not going to say lazy, because I know there's a lot of coding that goes into making all of those integers work, but for me, it's always what game have I been playing recently? I mean, this is a good example. As you go further, put an Archon run on, and the more players you have, it doesn't just take those individual enemies that you were facing and make them absolute tanks. There's actually lots more enemies going on. Now, I know the problem with the quest is you're obviously limited as to how much more you can bring into the game, so it isn't always a case of, oh yeah, we'll just pour more enemies, because you can't. So the only, as far as the endless mode is concerned as well, the only other thing that I would love to see in an endless mode is when you have completely done, I'm sure this will probably have been suggested, when you have completed your skill tree, you then start getting one of two options. Either you get a negative modifier that is added to yourself personally, or you lose one level of a skill.
Hmm.
Because then all of a sudden you go from power trip and you'll have those good weapons, but then you have to make the choice. Like, I look at those two trees and I'm like, do I really want to lose a level of ice here, or should all enemies do 25% more damage? Oh, I'll take 25% more damage. And then it's like, okay, so you're happy with ice, are you? What about explosive? Dare you lose explosive level 3? No, I don't want to. Well, the option is 100% more health for the enemies, or each enemy respawns, or something silly like that. I don't know. Just like, for me, in a roguelike is all about choice. And it's not just the choices for making those uber powerful builds, but mitigating those fucking nasty choices. There's many games that I've played, and I love doing it in roguelikes, where you almost get the game in a fucking headlock that it doesn't matter if it gives you the negatives. You've done enough to like break the economy of the game, or break your build so that the game cannot possibly function against it. But there's few games out there that are all like, oh yeah, I see you where you're building your crutches. How's about we kick that fucking crutch out from under your leg and see how you get on now, eh? And yeah, that would just be my take on it.
Yeah, or I've been playing Hades 2, as I mentioned. They do a fun thing where you can get sacrifices where it'll say like you lose a bunch of your max health, or you have some sort of big handicap, but if you survive for 6 more encounters, you'll get this huge bonus as a reward.
Perfect.
Or something like that. There's a lot of interesting things.
It doesn't have to be just negatives. It can be negatives, but with, like, the other one that I like in those kind of games are hurt me, help me's. It's like, okay, you're going to get 20, you're going to do 25% more IronStrike recharge rate now, but enemies are going to have extra health as well. And then again, it's like, well, I like that first one. That doesn't sound too bad. But I do like the idea of your skills being taken away. That sounds fucking hilarious. Well, I can't even... Oh, that's the healer.
Nice shot.
Thanks. I can't even see them. Bloody low-res mode. Who put that into the game, for Christ's sakes? Oh, this is good. Keep them nice and close. I've got explosive arrows. Hey. No, stay on E. Thank you very much.
Or shoot me.
Yeah, do that. Shoot him.
Let's just let him try to shoot me. And I'll
will that poison him?
I don't... it might. I don't know. Well, I can't do it with melee. Here, you got it.
Is he getting the poison thing above his head? I mean,
he's taking 150 damage a hit.
Oh, nice. There you go.
I didn't even
Easy.
take any damage.
Easy job.
Deflect, best skill in the game. I told you.
Yeah, but if he'd have been a melee guy that was stoving your head, and you'd been like, oh man, why did I take Deflect?
Well, it wasn't a melee.
Excellent. Right. See if we have a new like called Six or something like that. No, Six does look good. Hello, Mr. Vega. We've addressed the two-handed question. Hello, Dreadnought. Welcome to the stream. Mr. E could add or nerf a skill that incentivizes proper weapon use or de-incentivizes the noodle arm. Yep, we've already talked about that. Thank you, Atham. Soapbox mode is always activated on this channel. Cool. Any more questions then? Anything that I didn't ask, or... Because I've got a bunch of questions that I'll quiz him with anyway. So, but yeah, if you want to get some questions in, go right ahead. Where is it? Look at him flying off to go and exchange his echoes so he possibly can get some more geodes.
I don't have all of my, upgrades yet.
I mean, I knew a really good way to get you sorted on that as it happens, but yeah.
I'll turn some of these on.
So, yeah, I mean, it's the one that we've covered on the channel, is that but we basically found, and again, I like it, but I also don't, because somebody like me, I'll like if somebody plays this game for the first time, it's like, I know you know how to play this game. I just need you to get you up to the top level so that you can enjoy it. Because nobody likes, you've probably heard the term on my channel many times, nobody likes limp dick mode in the beginning of the game. I hate having the toy bow. But again, the thing is, I do worry that there might be players that'll be like, is this the best that I'm going to get? And they can't get far enough to be able to see more, which is unfortunate in itself. But again, there's not a lot that you can do about that. But what we've been currently doing, as you've probably seen, is you can put a couple of people on this 12,800% mode, and then that person can get massively accelerated through the game.
Oh yeah.
Part of me is like, oh man, that's too easy a system to exploit. But then the other part of me is like, yeah, but it then means that anybody can play with anybody. And I think that is the beauty of it. It's one of the things that Dungeons of Eternity suffers from. If you have a level 60 and a level 1, the level 60 is going to do all of the work, whether they play on the highest level of difficulty or the lowest level of difficulty. There's no common ground unless, like, the level 60 turns off all their skills, goes and buys a load of shit weapons, or something along those lines. Whereas your system, although it's easy to exploit, I think it is a better system, because then, you know, pick your own difficulty, yours individually, which I do like.
And I think it is, there's also something a little nice about this particular flavor of exploit where you're getting power leveled or carried by other people, where like there's a bit of a teamwork aspect to it that's you know, warms my heart. If you're going to exploit the game, do it with friendship.
Hey, the dev said that, we're clear. We have the green light for go. No, I agree. There's the part of me is one of the coolest parts about this game for me when I played it many moons ago was grinding against this game, getting just enough echoes to get the next thing, to get a little bit further, understand the weapons. And unfortunately, because of that system, I'm the sort of player that's like, right, you're playing this game now. I want you to continue playing this game. The journey's fantastic, but fuck all that. I'm going to get you up to top level and you can learn from there. Because the thing is, a game is much easier, I think, and in my opinion anyway, to learn from the top level and bring it down, as opposed to starting from the bottom and bringing it up. I've learned so much more about this game by being at the maximum level of meta progression unlocked. So than I did when it was slow progress when it wasn't.
Yeah.
So
I wonder. I mean, I don't want to rob people of that feeling of making progress, of like, you know, of being able to upgrade something, that being kind of an event.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if it's just they're not expensive enough at the top end.
Yeah. No, the thing is, I don't think it's gonna. The thing is, with that exploit in place, I don't think you could ever make them expensive enough, because then or like, I think the pricing with that exploit is right. It still takes 2, 3, maybe 4 if you got a poor run of Virtue of Greeds to get somebody from 0 to hero, basically. And that feels all right. That feels good. I don't think you can do anything more on that. I tell you what I would like to see, though. In the upgrades, I'd like to see choices made.
Ooh, like this or that?
Yes. Yeah, so it's like, okay, so you can have an increased chance of getting enhanced skills, but that will lower your starting max HP. Also, like, you know how you have got enhanced versions of the skills? Maybe you could have enhanced versions of these, but they then have a drawback if you take them into that advanced tier, maybe. The thing is, it's just going to make builds even more fucking broken than they already can get, but that's what these games are. No, but these games are all about. The thing is, don't change a lot about how this game works. Getting to the point where you can get a build that allows you to one-shot an enemy, where you can just take that warhammer and fucking flatten something in one. It's very satisfying, especially when you start out as a noodle-armed choir boy with that tiny little toy bow in limp dick mode. It's very good. Now, let me just check chat a second. So here's one then for you. Yeah, the scorpion suit is awesome on that. Here's one for you. So is there anything that you would like to know from, I mean, I've only got a tiny bit of community, but is there anything that you'd like to know about IronStrike from players of IronStrike? Is there any particularly major questions or things? Like, other than go out there and buy more fucking gems, but yeah, is any other advice or any other things that you would like to ask?
You know, this is frustrating because I think I had something and I've lost it.
No, that's fine. Well, then
I'll
I'll ask you something else, and you can bear that one in mind. So, do we have more armor sets and things on the horizon to buy?
So I don't currently have any in the works. So then there's an artist that I work with. I, get concept art and I commission him to build them. And, I did that for a good long while, more than a year after launch.
Yep.
And eventually, petered out. And all of those now have launched.
Yep.
So it's a question really of like how well the game does with the free-to-play launch, monetarily. If there's enough, sort of momentum and interest, then it makes sense for me to go start spending money again on new assets. If not, then sadly, it just doesn't
go any further. No, that's fine. Well, that leads us nicely into a question that I asked you earlier, and you had an answer for me, but I said no, because people will want to know. How well are we doing? How well is IronStrike being received as a free-to-play game now?
Overall, very well. So,
excellent.
I was scared doing it because it felt like there was a strong chance that just like everything, all the money goes to zero. IronStrike was not, making a lot of money on like a monthly basis. Sort of not like a sustainable amount to continue development.
Of course.
And so the free-to-play change was a risk, though, because it was still making some money, and maybe that all disappears. But I figured at least more people would be playing the game, and that's kind of a reward in itself. You work on something for a long time, you'd like people to experience it.
Of course.
And then it worked out really well. So something like 9 times more people have played the game in the last month and a half than in the entire almost 2 years before that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been an explosion in terms of the number of players and the amount of time spent in the game, which is
fantastic.
Extremely rewarding.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and then on the money side, it's a lot, it's more muted, but it's still like a maybe 2 to 3 times boost from where it was before.
More than what you were getting. No, that's good. Well, then that means that it was
right now.
It's a success.
Yeah, it's absolutely a success, but it's kind of right on the verge of sustainable for continuing development. And so the plan is to continue development and also to hopefully, find a way to, make it more profitable, basically. And that could include just, improving the game and hopefully more people get into it and more people are playing. There's also kind of a lagging effect where, people don't want to spend gems immediately because they don't have any geos to spend on. They're not yet invested in the game. After a week or two, then they're ready to to buy some gems or something.
I will just, whilst you're on that train of thought, I will say, of all the monetization, I can't think of a better word than schemes, but of all the monetization practices that I've seen, I looked at yours and I was like, fuck's sake, that's really fair, because players are still able to buy the things that you can do, and it's not like you've paywalled the things behind the currency, because players still can earn this currency. There's plenty of games that would be like, oh yeah, do you like that cool piece of armor, do you? Just like everybody else. Well, I was expecting to open that board and see 1.99, 99 pence, 1.99. In all honesty, I think that's what you should have done, because that's why players play this game. It's all about this, because I don't think there's a game out there, especially in the free-to-play, where you can get the look that you want and feel good about it, and also that your arms change, your hand change, you visually see the changes in the weapons as well with all the bits and pieces. I think it's great. So I think you have been incredibly fair with how the free-to-play system works.
That was part of it. I wanted to start off quite generous, and to be honest,
so we're going to start sharking them soon. Is that what you're saying? You heard it, chat.
Exactly.
He's going to get you eventually.
No, but the idea was like, let's start off with something that feels very fair, and that's, it's purely cosmetic. I think it's even kind of weird that the game requires you to both spend geodes and gems. You cannot just immediately like buy the best stuff in the game.
That is the problem.
And part of that is that the point of the geodes was that you're showing off what you've accomplished, that you've made a certain amount of progress if you're wearing a certain armor. And so I wanted to keep that, but it is very restrictive in terms of how much you can spend money. And so there's different things I can do to sort of relax that. But like originally, there was a plan that like the upgrades menu would require gems to unlock.
Ooh.
But I would also but I would start you off with enough free gems that you could choose to spend it on unlocking it. Instead of getting some cosmetics. And then I decided that was just too complicated. If I'm not comfortable putting gameplay stuff behind a paywall, then I'm not comfortable doing that. And I decided, let's just do cosmetics only.
No, that's fine.
And so the idea was, let's see if people will play the game, if there's interest in the game, and we can always iterate after that.
What I would have said as far as free-to-play games, the last thing that you want to do, I mean, I know it's just a cooperative game as well at the end of the day, and people are able to play it for free and they don't need to engage in the currency side of things. Just in case anyone was looking at this free-to-play game and thinking like, oh, another free-to-play game where I'm going to get nickel and dimed. You put enough time into this, you do not need to spend a penny, which is admirable of itself. But the one thing as a player of games, and somebody who genuinely does usually avoid free-to-play because of the practices, even in a cooperative game, I don't want pay to win. Like pay to win or even pay to play or something along those lines. So I think what you've done is correct, and I like what you've done. I would say that there should be something a little bit more where a player can directly spend cash or directly spend a thing to get a thing. I do understand what you're saying about the geodes, but at the end of the day, you've got to put bread on your table, otherwise there isn't going to be any more development. You've said it yourself, so yeah.
So and I think that there's trade-offs either way. I know that there's some players who would be more upset if you didn't have to do any gameplay in order to get a certain thing, if there wasn't the geodes part of it, because they see their drip as representing how what they've accomplished in the game or something. Like that.
I'll just stop you there. You did see the exploit that I showed you, just making sure.
It's true.
Yeah, so carry on. Fucking accomplishment. No, I do get it. I do get you. I do see what you're saying.
But there's got to be some level of compromise, because I think my guilt at charging money is somewhat assuaged by the fact that I think it's a good game that's worth money.
I think it's a good game.
I was comfortable charging
$20
for it up front.
Yep.
And to that extent, I'd like to be comfortable requiring people to buy gems to do this or that or something like that. But it's something I struggle with, because you don't want to feel nickel and dime. You don't want to feel like you're engaging in a really transactional, economic, strategic,
no, but if the game needs to earn money for it to get more, and people cannot be forced to pry their wallets open just a little bit, because it's not like you're asking for much, then... So one of the things that I always thought would be quite cool in this game is almost on the charms side of things, and you make it so that charms can only be bought by free-to-player games. And I'm not talking about garish like, you know, hanging off of your gun like you see kind of charms. I'm thinking of like little bits of drip that certain weapons would, like, I don't know, maybe have it so that a weapon can have multiple sockets and that you can buy a particular kind, color, or style of gem that you can socket. What does it change about the game? Nothing. But have you seen the big fat fucking purple diamond that I've got on the front of my shield that your crummy shield hasn't got? Again, I don't know how easy that could be to implement on the weapons to like for instance, the other one that I was thinking is, like, for instance, on the sword model straight away, you could have a gem in the middle there. And on the katana model, you could maybe have different kind of supers, the round guard that you would normally have on a katana, and that your free-to-play player can get those, but they'd have to buy them. Obviously, it's where you draw the line, though, because the game is free to play, but there's also been players that have bought the game as well. I would like to think that having that as DLC and not part of the free to play thing, so something that you actually have to buy, a pack that cosmetics your weapons out, I can't see players objecting to that, especially if we sell enough copies of that. Well, you'll be getting a slew of new weapons, new enemies, new skills, new modes, new this, new that, new the other, because you've got to make money. That's the ultimate thing.
Yeah, I think anything cosmetic is pretty unobjectionable, really.
Yeah, I would definitely draw the line myself personally at this the pay, because that's the thing. The other thing as well is those players that you're saying that can go through the game easily, and it's because they've learnt the game, and then all of a sudden people are coming in spending money and are able to outperform them because they've spent cash. Oh my fucking god, I would blow my top. I really would. Right, what should we do next? Hello, Manuel. Welcome to the stream. I know this isn't much of a question, but pointy spear. Oh, weapons so we can use them. We did kind of answer that earlier night, actually. So, right, what would we like to do next? We should really be out there fighting. Shall I go and do the sword and shield? I'll try and try and not get my ass kicked.
Let's just switch positions. I'll go sword and shield. I'll try to do some different build. Maybe I'll try to do some sort of rapid fire thing. We'll see.
Yeah, I do think we're not going to put no mercy on. 400%. We can do 400%. Yeah, I don't want to get too much of a sweat up. We've still got time to play. Have you got like
700%? So this will be a little.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, la-dee-da. Yeah, well, you are only on ranged, mate. You're playing it easy. Come on now. I'll tell you what I'm not going to be taking. I ain't going to be taking that fucking projectile skill. Well, what we'll see about doing is we'll do this run, and then if there are some people that want to play, we'll see about getting them in. Oh, looming death. Yes, please. And coup de grace enhanced. I think we win already, if I'm honest.
I did not get the options I was looking for.
That's the beauty of the game. Alright, let's we'll put our life bars on. Probably should finish my dinner. Lovely. Lovely. I did see that, actually. Now that I'm looking for it, I did see the sprinkle effect, but I think it's because it's dark enough that I saw the sprinkle come from that. That was awesome. Cool. More looming death. I do like the improvements to looming death for now as well. I think that really helps. I mean, I've only been playing it with the tank build, but it means that you can sit behind your shield and actually feel like you're doing something even when you're getting your ass kicked. So,
It's perfect for your style because you also you like sort of like jumping in and hanging back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that was one of those skills that made a lot of sense to me when slept on.
Yeah, but it definitely got an improvement, didn't it? Because I don't remember it being quite as rapid as it was before.
Oh, it got like a huge improvement.
Yeah.
And enhanced level 3 is
silly.
Yeah.
Silly good. Yeah, there's been a couple of times where one of the things that I've found is that if you can find, there are a couple of spots, I'm sure you're aware of them, there are a couple of spots in the game where you can kind of sit where the enemy can't get to you and you can get to them, and you just watch all those spurts come up. Glorious. We're not getting our ass kicked yet. Let's push attack for now.
Joke's on me, I'm getting the worst options now.
Every time you block. Cool. Oh, here's a quick question for you, because I was gonna. Somebody asked me in my comments, and I was gonna check it earlier. When you block with the shield, does that count as a light block or a heavy block?
It's a heavy block.
I thought it was.
But I don't think you get heavy block bonuses for it.
See, this is what I was going to test, I was going to test it with riposte and just use my shield and see if I got the damage spike. No, not the damage spike, the increase in recharge rate. Hey. Ah, they call me the finisher. Lovely.
I am not doing so hot, unfortunately.
That's fine, I'm doing great. I've got all the things I want. Heavy block, gain 50% extra focus. Well, let's because technically, if the shield counts as a heavy block, I should be getting huge gains by blocking with the shield now that I have riposte. So this is the test that I was going to do later on. But as you're saying, it counts as a heavy block, but potentially not for the purposes of skills.
Yeah, I think it will block heavy attacks.
Yes.
But it will not trigger heavy block effects, basically. That is my expectation.
Let's put that to the test. Let's put that to the test. All right, I'll let you soften them up and take the healer. Where is the healer?
To the left.
Oh, he's on the left. Yeah, I see him. Let's see who's going for you. This guy.
Got him.
Nice.
I got blast away, so I'm going to try to take fewer hits here. Or fewer shots. Alright, let me see what I can do. Come after me.
Nice.
Ooh, that was
Don't even need me. Oh, might do now.
Now I do.
I'm coming. Coming.
Okay. And kill. That did not work as I... I got shadow arrows going too, which is questionable.
Oh, shadow arrows. Shadow arrows, you idiot.
Weird stuff going on here.
Ooh, I do like the mace. I do like the mace, but I don't like the next one. It's too heavy. What did you go for? Did you just go through the evolution of the broadsword?
Yeah, I didn't get the options I wanted. I wanted the shields, and I wasn't really offered any.
I'll go for the mace.
That's good.
I would love to get deliberate strike. Deliberate strike would be great.
Would have picked the mace if I'd been offered.
Yeah, no, the thing is, strangely, I like this mace. Tekka's mace, I think it is, the next one, or Tekka's gavel, rather, just feels too ponderous. I mean, I know that's how it's supposed to be. Go on.
They have the exact same physics.
Really? They don't feel like it.
sorry.
They don't feel
I
like
will
it.
check, but if they don't, it's a bug. A lot of these weapons that are direct, like sort of upgrades of each other,
They should be the
have
same.
almost the same dimensions and the exact same physics settings.
Interesting.
So if they are not,
But
if
it is
they feel
bigger,
different,
though.
it's like a bug.
I just always figured it's bigger and more weighty. Hey, one at a time. Alright, well, I did say. I was just trying to make it easier on you guys. I am just struggling at the moment. Woo!
Me too. We're not necessarily going to win this one.
Oh, no. We'll get, oh, no, sorry. I was just struggling with the enemies and trying to listen to chat talking to me as well.
Oh, me too. That's what I was also talking about. Good God, looking for you then.
Do they, what weapon have you got there?
Oh, this is my giant.
Do they make them in men's sizes or?
You just made me waste my blast.
Hey, it was totally worth it though. I could see it in your eyes.
My dead gray eyes.
That's so satisfying. That bash. Right, we should probably have a look at some fortitude. I'll take sturdy. That'll keep me going for a little while whilst I try and recover some health. Let's have a look. Hello, Rogue Gaming. Rouge. Yes, I am. Rogue, did you literally just come in here and say, am I reading chat? There's me thinking I'm falling behind. Do you know the skill Vengeance does? I don't understand it. We'll have a look. We'll have a look. Vengeance is, if I remember rightly, and I never take it because I always look at that like, I'm not going to lose that much life. But basically, when you take enough damage, you then... Is it focus-based or damage-based? I don't think I've read that far.
Damage.
It is damage. So, yeah, again, this is a roguelike thing. Anytime I see, when you've taken enough damage, I'm like, fuck that, I ain't taking damage. I'm not playing that way. So, because even when you do your tank build, that doesn't help you. If Vengeance was after taking X amount of hits, then all of a sudden Vengeance would be really good with a tank build. But because it's damage orientated and your bar didn't even fucking move last time we were playing... But yeah,
maybe I'll change it to hits.
But
I will say, when it's down to like, you can get it to what do you call it? What do you? It triggers just with taking only like one damage at a time.
Yeah,
that could be pretty good.
Come on. There we go. Hey! Got a tiny little shield, you prick. Here's a question.
What did you say? You have a tiny little prick?
A tiny little prick, your shield. If you want to keep him busy a sec.
He doesn't.
No, I know he wants me. Now he wants me.
Who is he?
Lovely.
All right.
Brilliant.
Nice.
Ooh, more sturdy. Thank you very much. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Rogue. But yeah, so here's one from me as well. I assume that shields don't have... Like, I'm sure I read somewhere that shields have hit points and that they regenerate them. For me, it feels like shields take a number of hits and then regenerate those number of hits. Because it doesn't seem to matter what I take the hits on. Like, even when you've got that Myrmidon shield, is it Myrmidon or Myriadon, the M1? Myrmidon, it is Myrmidon. When you have the Myrmidon shield, as it's taking hits, it doesn't matter what you're taking hits from, be it massive warhammer or sword, it still shrinks at what feels like the same amount. So, care to shed some light on that?
It is hit point based.
It is.
Yes.
Interesting.
And I don't think there's any special modifiers or anything based on that.
Because I've never seen my shield get absolutely fucking reduced when it gets hit by a warhammer. But then having said that, I'm not really paying that much attention to my shield. It's just a fucking plate to get in the way of getting hit, so...
It's something to check out sometime. You know, when you facing like one of the big bosses or something that's doing 150 damage per hit versus.
To be fair, thinking on,
to
be fair, thinking on the times that I've looked are when I've got the Myrmidon shield, and so I'm probably not going to get the greatest data. Ah. Oh, this is your territory. I'll save my life. Look at that dev go. He's lazing listily to the right. Stop it.
Let's see what I can do.
I'll be big finish. Big finish. Ha!
Shadow arrows do not land.
Lovely.
Sadly.
IronStrike does have an official Discord. You should be able to find that in the description of this video and any of the shorts that we're doing at the moment. Lovely. Ah, I didn't quite get the distance on that one. Didn't quite get the distance. How's the life going? Can we get ourselves a sturdy level 3? No. Yay, sturdy level 3. Cool. See, I know you take metal, and do you know why I don't take metal? It's the silliest of reasons, because then when I've got metal on, when I'm doing my recordings, there's a big old symbol above my life bar, and if I can look up just enough whilst fighting, so that even with the life bars on, you can't see it, but if I look down just a little bit, you'll catch it at the bottom, and I don't like it cluttering the view when I'm trying to do videos. Again, it's another one of those video DJ problems that I was telling you about. That's but I know how good the combo of sturdy and metal is. Silly.
Almost as good as what, unstoppable things.
Yes, yeah, but the thing is, Phantom unstoppable block, you have to put some work in, don't you? You actually have to be doing things. You can't just sit there. Good job, we're a grower, not a shower, chat. Bam! Get out of it. Right, I'm gonna let you put some work in, because apparently my shield's made for the ladies as well. So, well, actually, I can. No, you good. I can just sit here and get some iron strikes on him. Good old blooming death.
Oh yeah, that's actually great. I forgot that you've got that going.
Oh yes. I've been using it passively up until this point, but this is what I would do in a boss with it, especially a projectile-based one. Because when I've got 5 now, I reckon if I can get 6, once you've got his armor off, I should be able to finish him in 1.
I feel like there's a number of skills that people kind of sit on, where, you know, it could be really good, but then nobody's convinced of it except me, and then I have to tune it up to silly levels before people I never get to play with the rapier because my build never suits it. But I know the rapier is one of the rarest chances to get, isn't it? Is it like 20%, 30% or something like that on the entry? Oh, that's actually a fun factoid I can share. By the way, I'm taking a bad weapon because it's...
They are not bad. They don't come in men's sizes, but they're not bad. The fact that they're wrist-mounted is so good, as well.
They're bad for my build, is all I'll say.
Got ya.
But, so, fun fact. There is a misconception about the chances of getting different weapons. So, each like, Tier 2 weapon has a list of Tier 3 weapons that it could offer as upgrades.
Yes. And
generally, one of them is guaranteed.
Yes.
And then
the evolution is always the one that's guaranteed, isn't it?
And then everything else has a totally equal chance.
That's not what the help thing says on the Discord, though.
Yeah, I should really probably have told people about this, but basically somebody went and tried to measure by actually going in the game, doing this a bunch of times.
Oh, so they didn't get percentages from you. They've just gone and got a bunch of data and put results together based on that.
Yeah, it was really high effort. It was heartbreaking. Didn't want to be the one to tell them.
Interesting. No, that's fine. That's what my tips and tricks videos are for. I'm glad you said that because I've literally put the voice together for a video that says just that. So, yeah.
Oh, boy.
That would have been fun, wouldn't it, if I'd have put all of that together and you would have turned around and go, you know, that latest short that you done for advertising IronStrike? Yeah, it's fucking wrong, you idiot. Now start again.
I would have let you know ahead of time. It would be
No, but the problem is, you wouldn't have been able to let me know until I'd finished it, would you?
It's true.
No, that's cool. No, I'm glad you said that. It's a good job we discussed that. Excellent work, everybody. Let's have a look. Yes, you should always do your homework first. I think the dev would agree before playing IronStrike. I don't need to ask him that one, do I? So, any other questions that have come up? Otherwise, I'll just keep on asking them.
Cookies or cream?
Yeah, well... I mean, we've already covered the crumpets one, haven't we? So now
I've had supposedly good crumpets. Ah, what the heck?
Hey, what's he getting healed from?
I think it was. Actually, I have no idea. Probably just lingering effect. It probably takes a second to get.
Lingering heal. What a champ. Right, if these guys are going to be slow, no, they're not. Surprise!
Yeah, I thought I was going to have a really cool build going, and I just never got the opportunity.
Welcome to our world, humble dev. I thought I was gonna, but it didn't work out. It happens to devs too, you heard it here. Brilliant. And the fact that all the pieces of armor bounce off the trees as well, or other things, is great. Did we have a coup de grace coming along? We did. Could go for... Oh no, it's coup de grace I've got enhanced. Looming Death not enhanced. But I'm definitely feeling the effects of it. Yeah, it does... It feels like it's weightier. It doesn't look, when I'm swinging it, like it's weightier. It still feels like the correct speed to use it. But yeah. Well, there you go. So here's a question for you then. Yeah, I'm definitely a shower now, not a grower. So here's a question for you, because I know in Iron Lights you put a lot of work into whips and there isn't just whips. You've also got flails in there as well. There's flails and whips. It's been a while since I looked at Iron Lights rather. Maybe something we get in this game.
It's always been one of the things that I would like to add, but I will say that in Iron Lights, they were by far the most troublesome weapons to tune, to get feeling okay. So, you know, it's not as important to like really nail it in a co-op game.
Thanks, Vaughn. Carry on.
But, you know, I guess it's one of the things that would definitely be added if I keep working on the game for, you know, a good long while.
Yeah.
But it's not like going to be my focus in the next update or, you know, the one after that, I'd say.
I mean, you say focus, but we did have that discussion earlier on where you can just literally take the mouse, highlight the code in Iron Light, sorry, and then it's, is it Control C? And then come into IronStrike's Control V, and then we've got whips, right?
I think you just have to put it through AI first.
Good answer. The thing is, I say that to you with tongue-in-cheek. There's genuinely people that are like, well, it's in the first game. It can easily be put into the second game, can't it? Must be. No. Healing. Thank you. Oh, I was supposed to be testing that with, what's it called? Hang on, let's have a look. No. It does not. So on, I suppose, a more serious note, how easy is it to just add a new skill to the game?
It dramatically depends on what the skill does. Some of them are really quite simple.
Yep.
But the more like new elements
That it adds to the game.
are added, then the more complicated it gets.
Of course.
I like an example of something that would be really, really difficult would be like, here's a skill that adds like a pet that will follow you around and do damage to enemies or something like that. Something very easy is, basic
something
stat
that does,
changes,
plus 10% more damage when you take this level 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
But then, see, this is the thing, is I know a lot of people are like, oh, you should do this as a skill, you should do that as a skill. The one problem that I think a lot of these people don't foresee is that there is the possibility that if you put too many skills, and like, you kind of need another category, but then even that has its own problem, is that, that favorite build that you're always going for, you'll never fucking get it, because everything else will come up. So...
yeah, and right now I'm pretty proud of the number of like skills and just stuff that's in the game.
No, it's good.
For the size of the team that this built this game, it's.
I tell you one that might. I don't know how easy an add it would be, but in the upgrades, maybe a thing that you can put points into, which then allows you to eliminate 1, 2, 3 skills from your choices.
Yeah, that would actually be really cool.
Because that allows you to kind of laser focus your build, but it's then like, how broken do you want the game to be? But those people that are going to aim for a broken build will be like, and need that to get as far as they can, or need that to get going, are going to be like, nope, didn't get it, restart, nope, didn't get it, because I've been there, I've done that, so... Yeah.
Or how about, here's a bonus that I think would be really cool. Go on. Like, often, the first skill that I take is something I try to, like, it determines what my build is going to be, right? So what about the first skill you take is guaranteed to be enhanced? You always get 3 enhanced options at the beginning.
I would say deal if that procs for the mage as well and makes their first spell enhanced.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Because let's face it, nobody, even with the changes, myself included, and I know forest magic has definitely got a lot better, but nobody likes to see forest magic on their wand, enhanced or not, but at least enhanced would kind of lessen the blow a little bit of...
I was actually thinking that I should do a run where I just take all the skills you hate and try to, show how good they are. I'm going to just do forest magic, and which other ones don't you like? Star magic?
No, it's not that I don't like them. It's not that I don't like them. It's just that other ones are vastly superior. Like, for instance, as a mage, for me anyway, and again, this is more on the solo build side of things, if you're not taking lightning, or at the very least ice, you are just setting yourself up to fail the run at some point, for me. So these are things that you have to get. Now, because of the skill tree, you're nearly, and the amount of rerolls and the starting skills, you're kind of nearly always going to get them, and then you might get the enhanced version where it's like just a win. It's not that the skills are bad, it's just that other ones are so much better. And then you've done what you've done already. You've nerfed the ones that you are seeing as being good, and then elevating the other ones to make them better. I'd say don't nerf, just elevate. Nobody complains about something becoming more powerful, but fucking everybody complains about it when you nerf their favorite thing. So, but again,
that is a classic thing.
Again, you are the dev here. This is your vision. You do as you see fit. Ultimately,
yeah, but it is true that I think it's a lot easier to what's the word, to accept, like everything is twice as powerful and the enemy thing is twice as much damage resistance or something versus anything getting
I mean, as long as people are happy, and maybe we'll do... Because the thing is, the dev's here with us at the moment. It doesn't mean it'll be the last time. So we could do that run next as long as everybody's happy, but it's going to mean we'll maybe hold fire on the multiplayer with the dev for another time. Because people are kind of liking the idea of you taking stuff that I hate. But the thing is, I don't hate anything in this game. I like everything. But, as I said, I think that's the easiest way to explain it. As someone who's playing the game, you know, when I go out there, I want to A, feel cool, B, be powerful, and C, most importantly, not fail the run. So the way to do that is quite obvious to me. Looking at the skills, I can be like, that's not going to work, that doesn't work with this, that's just not as good as this one. Like, for instance, for me, metal is not as good as the one that I've got on at the moment. The other one, the 90% when it's at full. Sturdy. As I said, I don't know the names, I just work here, man. But Sturdy's 90%, so for me, 90% always is going to be better than damage reduction that gets worse the more you make use of it. I know metal is a good skill, but out of the two of them, I would always go for sturdy. Also, there's no there's no fucking symbol above the life bar on sturdy.
Right.
So...
yeah, I mean, I think that's a totally valid opinion, and metal got boosted in the last patch.
Yeah.
In, you know,
I didn't think it
kind of accepted that was
yeah,
true.
I did. I mean, yeah, I suppose it did need to be, but then maybe it's still not enough. So, but the pair of them, sorry, bear with me. The pair of them are definitely a thing. Hello, Chris. Welcome to the stream. Well, I tell you what. I mean, there's a good few of you in the chat, and I don't think anybody's going to be, you know, falling over themselves to play with us. And then thing is as well, it's your first stream on, so maybe we could organize another stream where it'll be specifically for people to get in here, because you know, no one's been like, I need to get in there and ask him these things, because I'm not asking you. So, and like, I take it, what, is this like your first stream, or have you done something similar like this before with other games, or?
I mean, I've done stuff like this probably a while ago, and with Iron Lights, definitely, you know, it's not my native habitat, you know.
Of course. Hey, you're doing great. I think you're doing great. We've got lots of information out of you. What do you reckon, chat? Should we have him back and we'll do like just a proper dedicated multiplayer with the dev? That'll work, won't it? And I'll sit at the back and yammer, and you guys can play with E. But no, basically, no different to what I'm already doing now.
Peanut gallery mode.
All right, I'll be back. Definitely. Well, it's nothing but resounding yeses about you coming back on. So yeah, you might have to make some time, E. Yeah, well, I'm getting my ass kicked. Oh, you've got one though.
Don't worry.
Cool. Well, to be fair, Paul, I mean, I'm doing a great job. I'm just blocking at the moment, and that's what I'm here for. Have you got freeze? Oh, ice arrows.
No, I don't have anything. I have some nice a couple of agility skills to keep my stuff.
Agility skills. What are you doing, man?
Well, you've been taking fortitude, right? Your defense is taken care of, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, but your defense can be taken care of by doing more damage and killing them quicker.
Oh, I don't do that. I take balanced skills, just like the dev intended.
No, not like the dev intended. What are you talking about?
You're about to coup de grace him anyway.
Quiet, you. Excellent.
Oh, we still have a level to go.
I didn't even realise we still had a level to go. When you're having too much fun. It did feel like a final boss. I got my ass absolutely pounded then. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Just literally now got deliberate strike.
Here, another dark level.
All the dark levels. There's been times where I've been thinking of getting onto the Discord with you and going like, dude, can I have some kind of cheat where I can choose which levels I go through when I'm doing the videos? It'd make things so much easier. Yeah, right mode only. Exactly. So one of the things that I was going to ask is, are there any really cool, I'm assuming they're not because it's more of a dev tool, I will be potentially come to me a little, or have you got him? Oh, I got him. The cheat mode, or the cheat menu, is there anything that would be particularly cool in there for a player? Obviously, you know, you don't need to give codes out, but is there anything quite cool in there that, like, regular player could play with that would be make things funny, change things?
Not really, unfortunately. There's definitely room to add, but it was really added as a dev tool.
Yeah.
And the main thing it's used for right now is granting free progress to people who have lost their progress for one reason or another. What level is your coup de grace? That helps me register or know who to target.
I think I'm at 2, but it is enhanced, so... and oh no, it's at 3. So I'm at 6. Yeah, it's below 60% of max health. That one is, okay, and I'm now.
So I will stop shooting them at 60%.
Looming Death 3. Well, to be fair, you carry on shooting. I should, excuse me, I should be spotting the ones that have the IronStrike. Because I can never resist a finish with the old mace. Bam!
I mean, that's honestly like probably one of the most useful things you could be doing for us.
Well, it feels so good. It feels so good. There's been a few times where I've got things like the Warhammer and the Cudgel, and they just don't work quite as well. And again, you know, because I'm still learning things about the game, and a lot of the time, it's down to the fact that the build isn't right. Haha! Ooh, more! Ooh.
Nice.
It's so good. It's so good! Oh, so good. Right, that's fucking useless. Oh, I was trying to check riposte as well, wasn't I? Was it 100? No, that was... No, it was counter-striking I was trying to check. I shouldn't really be testing on stream. I should do this in my own time. I'm much better at testing things when I'm fucking concentrating.
What happens if it turns out that it's bad?
Right? What happens if it turns out it's a dev's oversight? Shit. But like, I don't think we need flails in the game. It would just be nice. Half the time I'm swinging this round as if I've got a flail anyway.
Well, then it's the job halfway done.
Exactly. God, he doesn't even want you. Now he does.
They've been very nice about.
I can't get to you.
Or on you. I got it.
Oh, you got it?
I'll turn it around here.
And I tried to throw the cudgel. Oh, I missed.
Well, there's enemies in the other direction too. Oh, it's a healer. I'll take that. Equally dangerous enemy.
Let's see. Ah, I was testing. Just come in there with your lady hambos. With each IronStrike, you gain 25%. Yeah. First impressions is very good for this build. Let's go with first impressions. I do seem to be lacking in the life department, though. Look at him making it rain.
I'm trying.
It's doing a good job. Great job. Here's a question for you. So, well, in fact, before I start asking questions, let me just double check chat. Thanks, Dave. Definitely having back. Always good to see a dev that can actually play their own game. There you go. Nothing but praise in the chat for you, dude. So, one of the questions I was going to ask, particularly on this level. Now, as I understand it, you haven't, and correct me if I'm wrong here, this is more of a dev thing. Are you sitting down?
What? I wouldn't do that in my own game.
I saw you I mean, to be fair, you are playing the crossbow. You are sat down. He sat down and still doing great. So,
well, I'm playing range, to be fair.
yeah, no, you can afford to sit down. You can afford to sit down. But still, don't sit in VR. Again, it's something that I've always found helped me nothing but doing all of my movement in. I don't know another way to play VR games. No, but I think it's hugely important in all games. Like, you don't need to use snap turn. Smooth turn, I'm better with now, having forced myself through the brick wall of smooth turn melt in my brain. It doesn't hurt it quite as much. But I've always done all of my movement, and again, I think it's based on the martial arty side of things. I feel I can turn and address a threat and attack quicker than I can. So yeah,
and you're less likely to get what's the word? Disoriented.
Yeah, and smash things in your play space as well, because I can. Well, actually, you'd think it'd be less chance with doing the actual turning, but what I often do is I'll take a stance, and then I know the limitations of that, and I've got a VR mat as well. So what I was going to ask was, all of this mist. Now, I've seen the levels that you've done. We don't need this. This mist isn't hiding things that the game would struggle to process otherwise. This is an aesthetic choice, and to also make it look like the enemies are coming out of the mist at you. Correct? Yeah.
When there is heavy mist, sometimes it lets me cut some corners, where,
of course,
beyond a certain distance, whatever,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, basically.
But for this level, so the only suggestion that I would have for this is, that's great, but then what it does is it obscures all the cool background detail and some of the higher focal points. So my thing would be, don't get me wrong, I love the mist. I like the fact that as a range or as a mage, something can come out of fucking left field out of the mist. If anything, make the mist thicker and even more encroaching. But the only thing that I would have said is, can we not lower the ceiling of the mist so that it has the intended effects on the enemy, but you can still see the tops of these mountains, and you can still, I don't know if you can get that looking right, but do you see what I mean?
No, actually,
gone.
Absolutely. This is actually something that I made a custom height-based fog shader that's put into every other shader in the game, where I can set the height at which fog
so you can
starts
just change
fading
it
out, the height at which it's fully faded
awesome.
out. Yeah, and that is it is currently implemented in that way. You would not be able to see the top of that at all if this was just like normal constant fog everywhere. You wouldn't be able to see the sky at all if it was just infinite fog going up. But
what I'm thinking is, it's less of a fog and sort of like a low-lying mist. And the only reason why is because all of these levels look fucking glorious as you're going around them. And for me, the mist just stops that. And as I said, I know, again, I suppose it's more to do, it might even be as much to do with the fact that it's one of the darker levels as well. But I'd love to see this if the mist was at kind of just over head height and at thickness, but then completely clear skies from there, so it looks like one of those unnatural magical mists, and then you would be able to see the tops of all the mountains, you'd be able to see the skyline a little bit better, you would be able to see the structure better. So, because this is what I've been saying a lot, is I don't think he's done this because of performance, I think he's done this because it's cool for the enemies to come and blindside you out of the mist. So, but
that is true. And this level in particular was always designed as the one where enemies might spawn kind of
do all the fucking time. It's great.
From different, there is some technical limitations where it's vertex based fog, and so if you have a really quick transition from heavy fog to light fog, where that's happening on the middle of the terrain or something,
then it'll
you might
see
it really awkwardly rendered. And so I did try to choose values where it's more subtle, where hopefully that doesn't really stick out that that's happening. You can still kind of see it in a couple places that I won't point out because they're not obvious to anyone but me. But
probably for the best.
But
No.
It's another one of the things to sort of balance, you know,
Yeah.
of like how and where to set those values.
Yeah, it's the only like, and again, it's always on like the caves doesn't have any of that mist because that one's dark enough, and for play purposes, it's great. We've already talked about the video recording side of things, but yeah, for me, it's just I don't know. I love the environments that you have and the level of the mist. It just kind of looks it like a bit of a purple soup when it's not. It's a better looking level than that. Like, the other thing I was going to say as well is, could you not just like double or even triple your level count by like having levels that don't have levels with fog in, or change the weather and the color and so on?
Believe it or not, that was part of the original plan, was to have like levels that were not the exact same like geometry or something, but would use, you know, there'd be multiple desert levels, but ones at night. There'd be multiple, you know, levels like this, but with different sort of lighting effects and color. You know, I think that I underestimated how much effort it actually takes to make a level, because I had, before this game, never done level design in any sense whatsoever. All of this is really taught from scratch.
Congratulations, because
you know,
you've set out from what you said at the very beginning of the stream. You've achieved exactly what you set out to do, so that's really cool.
Thank you. But yeah, the levels, a level might take up to, you know, at least a few weeks or a month of dev time at this point.
Of course.
You know, to do it like totally from scratch. And I don't know if you save that much time by, you know, trying to sort of cut corners or, you know, do like sort of different lighting and stuff. I mean, you could, but I don't think I'd be willing to do a level that was actually the exact same geometry but different lighting.
So here's an idea for you then, because I've seen all of these levels, and a lot of these levels you don't actually visit parts of the level at all unless you go there. How easy would it be to just change where the checkpoints are, where the beacons are rather, and potentially change the weather? Add mist, don't add mist, sunny, not sunny, raining, not raining, and so on.
Oops. It would be easy on big, wide open levels like the desert level. It would still require like rebaking all of the lighting, setting the enemy spawn points. You know, there's sort of like a several step process.
But easier than the weeks and weeks and weeks that it would take to obviously design just one new map.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd love to see it myself. I'd love to see this, but no mist and it's raining. I'd love to see some of the other levels at night, even if they just play exactly the same. Especially if you're going and looking at doing an endless mode. It just seems an easy way to, as I said, double, triple. I know the maps haven't changed, but yeah. Just a thing.
One more thing can I point out before?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Another thing about the crystal fauna or flora. So you know, you see the kind of swirly stuff that's rising up inside.
Yep.
That stuff has depth. It is rendered at a certain, you know, distance inside the model, so that when you're looking at it in VR, if you're focusing on it, of course it's all very, you know, soft and swirly. But when you're focusing on it, it should seem like it is within, you know, the model. And that is entirely a trick of math.
Nice.
Another thing that I'm quite proud of.
Nice. The thing is, it's one of those things. It's one of the things that I cannot say about your game, and I can say it about plenty of others. Your game's backgrounds look as impressive, and in some circumstances more impressive than the actual enemies and player models as well. And there are games out there. Hellsweeper is a big example of this. I mean, I know we're only on standalone, but look what you've done, you know. But with a game like Hellsweeper, which again, I don't know if you know much of or have played or what have you, but Hellsweeper suffers from glorious weapon models, decent hand, decent character, decent enemies, but there's just, and it isn't even the graphics. I am not a graphics tart. Let me just get back on my soapbox here. But I'm not a graphics tart, but it's almost like the graphics in Hellsweeper are good, but the art style that they've gone with just makes the backgrounds look bland. Now, when you are, swinging your way through enemies and fighting, it doesn't really matter. But then with a little bit of closer inspection, or things drop pace and slow down, which they often do in Hellsweeper, it does. Your game does not suffer from that. It looks glorious as you're walking about. It looks glorious in combat. The enemies look great. The player models look great. The weapons look great. It all looks good. And I think a lot of that is as much to do with the art style, but it's also these little things that you've put in that you don't pay any heed to. But if that was just a flat log, it's the joke that I always make, is that for me, these things are massively important, but as you've already identified, have I even fucking noticed? No. But if that was just a bland brown log and pixelated and stuff, I'd be like, Dev, this needs fucking sorting.
Yeah, and honestly, I spent way too much time on some of these shaders, some of the stuff about the terrain, a lot of the stuff about the crystal models that I have to point them out because they're so subtle.
Yeah.
And I love them.
I would go on.
Looking back, it wasn't necessarily the best use of dev time.
No, but it's your game, and all of these little things have come together to make it look the way that it does. Do I pay any attention to that when I go past? Not consciously, but going past it and seeing it glowing just adds to the mystique of the level. And it's nice. It's really good. It's really subtle. And sorry you spent weeks making it work and nobody notices. That's the only apology you'll get.
I notice.
That's enough.
I think I'm content with that.
And now I notice. And now other people notice.
That's one of the perks of being a game dev, is that you can choose to work on, little silly things if you choose to.
Right. You all right with him?
I don't know. Oh, no, I'm not, because I get slowed when I get hit. I forgot about that. But it's okay.
Okay, well, I mean, you've got your respawns, right?
I'm not actually sure.
Oh, shit. Okay, come help then.
I'll take the other guy.
No, he's easy.
I'm pretty sure I could survive against him.
I hate this guy. God, he really wants a piece of you. I'm trying to keep both of them nearby. My shield's getting tiny. Yeah. Well, I've got my respawns on, so that's all that matters, really.
They both went after you, though, so I'm feeling safe.
Right,
okay,
one down.
Could have brought him. Oh, and this guy, he's fine, actually. I don't know why I was worried.
That's true. Thanks, Doc. Look out.
Yep.
Oh, I should be waiting for deliberate strike. I'm being too hasty. Lovely.
Yeah.
Only one death. Oh man, the dev outperformed me with this stupid tanky build. Doesn't even play the game properly, just stands there and defends with his face.
I didn't have any.
Just sits there and defends with his face.
I didn't have any difficulty stuff on that time.
Well, there is. No, I thought that was the 12,800% run. Come on, keep the illusion going.
Do you want to try to do like a super fast run?
In what regard?
Well,
just put it on 100%. What?
We could, or we could just run through with,
Are you getting low on time? Well, we've got like... Yeah, we've got like 20... Well, I like to usually play to 3 hours, so as long as you're happy with that, it's like another... Say. Cool. Yeah, we can do. I mean, it depends on what we're going to play. So, okay. So, which of the ones do you think will be? What's the one that you want to address out of the weapons that we can see visually? So probably bow and magic, and I'd imagine it's magic. Which one's the one that you want to address the most as to why aren't you people fucking taking this skill?
Oh man, you know, I think that the one that I have in my head right now, you've been doing the looming death stuff, so I give you credit for that. The one I have in my head is doing a build based around getting rapid fire, the actual, not burst fire, but the rapid fire technique skill.
Yep.
And then taking no infusions.
So you're going to go technique and agility?
Yes.
See,
and
like,
the idea is,
oh, go on.
well,
yeah, go
the
on.
math works out such that it could potentially be a lot of damage. But I don't know. I feel like it might be more fun to just go dual mages and be silly.
I can do dual mages. So I've always educated pretty much anybody who plays this, and it isn't just me educating them as well. I've had like very top level players from IDU, as you've probably seen, come and play this game. I won't mention any names. We've got big enough heads in this chat already. So I've had very good IDU players come in and play this, and they're all of a similar ilk to me, because I've gone like, you know, fucking stop me if I'm wrong here, but why would we even take agility? Because it doesn't, in a lot of circumstances, output more damage. And the reason being is because if you can, it's like your typical fucking sword fighting lesson. Stab them with the pointy end and do it first, and then you win, right? So if you up your DPS, up your damage, and up the ability to slow the enemy, you no longer need to use anything in the agility tree to get out of their way.
Okay, then how about this? We both go bow, and we have to take agility until we've got at least 6 points in agility before we're allowed to start, you know, intentionally taking other stuff. We go all agility.
But I've done that. And I don't like it. I'll tell you what, let's put it to chat, shall we? Okay, so shall we go with the magic build, and I'm going to take the regular stuff, and E will take the not so regular stuff, or shall we force ourselves to go on crummy agility abilities? They're all saying Silver doesn't like it, do agility. Fuck off. All agility.
I really want to get Lightfoot slow fall combo, but we'll see how that goes.
The one thing that I'll be honest with you, the one thing that I do like about some of these skills that I don't like is normally I do like them because they change the game up, like being able to jump and float and do all that cool stuff, but they just don't do the job that then the archer needs to do. So,
well, that's one of the things I wanted to explore with endless mode. I want to get to a situation where
a player has everything and the perfect build, including agility,
or where like being able to stay alive, you know, and keep doing damage. Like if you do not have the option to kill them before they reach you,
what do you do?
Being able to stay alive indefinitely is the only way to get through, or something like that. I'm curious about that in a way that hopefully is not super duper frustrating, because the agility build we're about to do is going to be really frustrating because we're going to be plinking away with tiny bits of damage. Which, by the way, let's turn off all of our difficulty.
Well, I mean, I've only got deadly projectiles and sharpened blades. I'm keeping them on so that I can prove you wrong with agility, and I think you should do the same. Because for me, if agility works, then sharpened blades and deadly projectiles should not matter, right? It shouldn't matter that the enemy can do us damage, and all blocks must be heavy, and you're slowed when you're hit. Are you confident enough to say... so you're not confident enough to say that we could put no mercy on?
I'm not confident at all. Let's do it.
Right, so have you got no mercy on, yeah?
No, I've got deadly projectiles and sharpened blades.
Get no mercy on. And then that ensures that you get a little bit of what you want, I get a little bit of what I want. We'll put it in the mix. We'll see what happens.
And we're playing it And we're playing at the highest difficulty percentage that either of us have done all night.
Maybe the highest percentage difficulty that you've done all night. I've been on 800.
Okay, I was only on 700.
I mean, you were on
before.
1200. You were on 12,800 at the start, so there was that.
Right, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
yeah. So only agility.
So let's say I'm going to say you have to take agility until you've put at least 5 points into it.
Okay. Well, here's a problem with your game. I am being offered infusions or technique.
Yes. If that's the case, then that doesn't count. You're allowed to take those.
Thanks. Maybe I'll take a crap one then. So.
No, take good ones. So I'm just saying, when you have the choice, you must take agility until you've got 5 points in it.
I am going to take hit and run.
Wonderful.
And you know that challenge that you were so confident about doing, Dev? My infusion and technique choices disagree with you. So I shall take technique again, and I am going to go for hit and run level 2. After you hit an enemy, if at least 4 seconds pass before you hit them again, the next arrow will deal 250% damage.
Do you know why that's a good perk for this run?
Because then we're not going to be shooting them very often, and we're going to be getting our heads stoved in so much that it's not going to matter.
and you're not going to get any other, it doesn't like synergize well with other skills, but you're not going to have other skills.
Yeah, well, this is why I didn't put hit and run. This is why I put hit and run, because I figured I'll make myself as bad as possible.
Also, I could only afford one skill at the start, and it was an agility one, so you're our DPS now.
Right. So what I got to do, I got to wait 4 seconds. It comes up with a mark. Look at that. So I need to be spreading the love. Let's pop one on you, and let's pop one on you, and then we go there, and there.
Yeah, you're getting the hang of this.
And there. Yeah, but like, I don't know, man. With infusions, I feel like we could have been done by now.
It's not about the destination. It's about the journey.
I'll be honest with you, that hit and run symbol, that's the first time I've ever seen it. Right.
Wow.
Sweet. I have the chance of caltrops, which obviously doesn't cause damage, but allows me to get away. I have uncanny dodge. If I avoid damage for 10 seconds, I'm unaffected by the next one hit. And then each time you hit an enemy, you gain 30% of the damage. Now, if I wanted to prove you right, I would take Sweet Revenge Enhanced.
Yep.
Which is what I'm going to do. So now, for me...
Now you definitely want a quick-firing
Life is not an issue. Yeah, right? Imagine if agility had some way to make me fire quicker.
Slippery.
Yeah, but you have to get hit. I mean, it does
No,
work.
not slippery.
Is it not slippery? You need to get hit
You're
for
thinking
that?
of reflex reload.
Reflex.
Slippery is you reload faster when moving.
Yeah, shit.
I feel like theory crafting is my one skill.
But, like, it looks great jumping around and everything, E, but you're still doing fuck all damage.
Yes, but I can do it forever. And I still get hit. Oh my god. It's not great when I'm jumping around and I jump right into their shots.
Well, I mean, you did pick the skills. You've got to do these things. The thing, the worst case scenario.
The right skills. I just don't have. I don't have the actual skills.
Worst case scenario. Sweet Revenge is very good, but again, so for me, I suppose, as I'll go technique again, and we will go hit and run level 3. We are breaking new ground. I thought the second.
You got infusions technique again?
No. Well, I did get technique and infusions, yeah. So I thought that getting hit and run to higher levels, because I've never taken hit and run. I thought getting hit and run to higher levels would reduce the cooldown when you could hit the enemy. I've got news for you, though. It doesn't, so...
The enhanced version, I think, reduces it.
Yeah, I think
4
it goes
3.
down to like 3 seconds or something, doesn't it? Or maybe even 2.5.
I got Infusion's technique, so I got rapid fire advance. So now I can do that build I was talking about that I think people sit on, of going all technique to my damage skills. So let's see if I'm right about that.
I mean, I'm not going to argue. It does change up how you're playing the game. It just
makes it better. Makes it all fresh again. Is that what you were
no.
gonna say?
Like, I can't help you right now. I mean, I know you didn't need help then. Well, because I'm not playing.
Trash talk around this room.
I can't help you. That's what agility kind of does for me. Is I then can't help you in your moments of need because I can't output the damage, or I'm waiting for a thing. Right, I've had to take technique again.
I also did.
Hmm.
We were getting really lucky on our agility only build.
Right. Okay, I've got.
Right.
What do you reckon? Hunter's Mark or Bodkin arrows? What would be best for my build?
Hunter's Mark would do really badly and combined with hit and run.
Perfect. Hunter's Mark it is.
Oh boy. I took Hunter's Mark, by the way. But I got Hunter's Mark and Rapid Fire. This is going to be an amazing build.
Yeah,
I'm
but
getting everything I want.
That's an obvious one, dude.
When combined with Snowfall and Light, no one takes.
Nope. Oh dear. Well, I'm dead.
Just save all your ammo for destroying the seeking ships.
Well, I was going to use the beacon myself, but oh, he's coming after you. Come to me.
But why?
Lovely. I don't know. I'm doing all the damage on him anyway. Just in case anyone was complaining about the latest projectile dodging video and, oh yeah, but what if I'm on the desert level? There's no fucking cover. There's a perfectly good beacon in every level. Uh-oh. Shit. 2 seconds. Quick, 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 quick. Oh. Oh no! Oh. Shit. Wasn't fast enough, chat. Well, hopefully you'll all be happy to know that the new batteries should be here next week. Oh, that's really fucking annoying. I was proving him so wrong. Fuck. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, I was on the dregs of battery, and yeah, my batteries are definitely getting a lot worse. So yeah, apologies everybody. What we'll do is I'll invite him back on in maybe a couple of weeks, and we'll do some more crushed by battery. Oh, do you know how annoying that is? I was having a great time. Ah, well. Oh, well, at least I've got out of my habit of gasping now. So, yeah, cool. Right. Sorry, boys and girls. We're going to have to end it there a little prematurely. My batteries have failed on me. I think it's as much to do with the fact that my headset's getting quite old now as well. So, maybe we need a new one. Cool, right, I'll go and make my apologies to Big E. Shit. Right, cool, nice one. Cheers all, thanks very much for watching. Sorry we didn't actually get to finish that. I'll get him on again. Anything to get out of an agility run. Fucking right. And I do believe on that bombshell we shall indeed end it there. I mean, I know you're just looking at just a picture, so, but what a bombshell to end it on. This was IronStrike running natively on the Quest 3. It is a battery eater, although my batteries are really starting to go to town on dying now very quickly. This has all been running natively on the Quest 3. I have been Silver Tongue Devil. Good night.